Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I would one who is transitioning into a girl till it's not even funny. Not that I'm insensitive or anything, but what you do with your child is what you do with your child. It's not up for us to know every change, every move. You made one interview about it, Dwayne. Please just go on. Let's hear about your daughter's first word. How was the surrogacy process? As a matter of fact, how are you and Gabrielle getting along with the baby that you had when you and her were on break? Let's answer some of those questions, but constantly harboring on this child who is 12 years old, who is transitioning. One interview should do it, Dwayne. We shouldn't constantly hear about it. So in case you've been living under a rock, Dwyane Wade has done several interviews, with his last one being with Ellen DeGeneres. And he discussed his son, Zion, wanting to transition to a female and be called Zaya.
So once Zaya, 12-year-old, came home, and first Zion, everybody, I don't know if everyone knows, originally named Zion born as a boy, came home and said, hey, so I want to talk to you guys. You know, I think going forward, I'm ready to live my truth. And I want to be referenced as she and her. I would love for you guys to call me Zaya. And so internally, now it's our job to, one, go out and get information, to reach out to every relationship that we have. My wife reached out to everybody on the cast of Pose. We're just trying to figure out as much information we can to make sure that we give our child the best opportunity to be, you know, her best self.
Now, there was some applause because Dwayne Wade and his wife, Gabrielle Union, have been standing beside their now daughter, Zaya, but there were also some outrage. Outrage by rapper Boosie was probably the biggest response on the topic. Take a listen to this.
I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male, a 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have shit figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything, at 16 and fall in love with her. But his dick be gone. How you gonna, like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his dick off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his dick off, bro. Like, don't address him as a woman, dog. He's 12 years old. He's not up there yet. He hasn't made his final decisions yet. Don't cut his off, Dwayne Wade, bro. You fucking tripping, dog. You tripping, dog. You tripping, dog.
Now, Boosie was not the only person that had something to say about this Dwayne Wade situation, but we'll get to that in a moment. First, I want you to go back 8 years with me and see what his ex-wife Savon had to say about Gabrielle Union raising her kids. Take a listen to this.
What will cause you years later to actually file a lawsuit against her? Because the lawsuit wasn't about any relationship that the two of them may have, you know, or had, whether it was while we were married, during, or after. The lawsuit was about her having a negative effect on my children. That's what that lawsuit was about. And when her behavior and the things she did and said began to affect my sons, that's when I opened my mouth and did something about it. It's the way he had the fame and the money, the fame and the fortune. You know, that wasn't just her, there was the school administrator came in to testify.
Now, Savon has been hit with a gag order that prevents her from talking about Dwayne Wade in any social media posts, so she has not given any comments as to what she thinks about her 12-year-old son, Zion, transitioning to a female named Zaya.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, man. Let me get right into this, man. This seems like a hot topic right now. Is a lot of content creators kind of jumping on this story or whatever. We've covered the LGBTQ plus community on numerous occasions when it came to not only Dwayne Wade's son, daughter, but also Lil Nas X, Russell Westbrook. So we've kind of been back and forth on this topic, and I wanted to kind of check the pulse of everybody right now, see what they think. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people were saying, you know, if you speak out against this or if you say anything about it, you know what I'm saying, you're homophobic, or you're not letting your child, be, whatever it is that, they're supposed to be. So I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this situation or whatever case be. I'm gonna play this other content creators audio, and I want you to hear what he had to say before we get into this conversation. Again, fair use. Let me throw this up real quick. Let me throw this up real quick. And let's get into it. Here we go.
Like this video before we get started. Okay. Let's talk about Dwyane Wade, Gabrielle Union, and their son/daughter, Zaya Wade, however you pronounce this little kid's name. Look here, it's Easter Sunday, so it's time for families to be posting their Easter pictures. And the Wades posted their picture. Posted a family picture with all the kids. Now, y'all know Dwyane Wade's son, daughter, Zaya, or, whatever. Zaya. I don't want to keep messing the name up. Identify as a female. Or whatever. But look here. This kid is still young. But in this Easter picture, Zaya is not coming out with her white boyfriend. Or, wait a minute, white girlfriend. I don't know, I'm all confused here. But look here. I don't think I'm saying it this. To each his own, but this is too much. Now, you can be whatever you want up in this house, and you still young, but what you're not gonna be doing is because this kid's still a little teenager. You're not finna be up here with no whole boyfriend, girlfriend up in my house like this. We're not finna be doing this. Now, this is their family business, but I just think this is going way overboard. This is just my opinion. If the child want to be a woman, a little girl, whatever, cool. But now, what is the person in the picture? This the boyfriend, this the girlfriend. What's going on here? Somebody help me out. This is not my subject. But look here. I think it's a child missing in this picture too, right? Dwyane Wade got some other kids. There's somebody missing in this picture too. I can't think about who it is, but somebody's left out. But this little Zaya is just all over the place. You came out with the Easter bunny. For real. You got the golden egg. This Dwyane Wade. This is daughter, son. I don't know. I'm trying to put the right title, the right title on it. But I wonder how Dwyane Wade really feels. Honestly, as a man who you had a son at one point, but now you have a daughter. I just wonder how he feels. I wonder how Gabrielle Union feels. You gotta have that conversation. I know in the back of his mind, at some point in the beginning, he had to be like, man, come on, man. Like my son want to be what? But, more powerful, more power to his son for having the confidence to come out and say he wanted to be a little girl, whatever, nobody's knocking that. Everybody has a person in their family that is that. We all do. It is what it is. But I just think that this kid is just a little too young to be doing some of the stuff that he's doing. A whole boyfriend, girlfriend thing, like whatever the person is in the picture, wherever this white Easter bunny is in this picture, wherever this is, the girlfriend, the boyfriend. I don't know, but clearly Zaya Wade is saying, look here.
So let me say this real quick. First of all, when you're covering these topics, you're covering topics of the LGBTQ plus community or anything that you're unfamiliar with, you have to be careful at the names and stuff that you use. Like for this content creator to say, whoever's in the picture with her, this Easter bunny, that's very offensive. I mean, let's just be real. Let's just be real, and there's a lot of smirking about this conversation. If you're not comfortable talking about a topic, then shut up. If you're not mature enough to have the conversation, because there is somebody that's actually dealing with this, that's not famous, that's not a celebrity, and they're trying to figure out, how do I support my son that wants to be a daughter, my daughter that wants to be a son? How do I move about? So when they go and they click on, okay, Dwyane Wade speaks out, stop being homophobic, and they tune in, you have to be mindful of what you're saying. If you don't understand something, seek clarity or do research. But I see a lot of people who speak out in ignorance, who speak out in fear, because they don't know how to have this particular conversation. Not saying that I'm an SME, that subject matter expert. However, I do know that calling Dwyane Wade's son or / girl or whatever, daughter, saying that she's with the Easter bunny is offensive. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds racist, to be honest with you. But I'm going to play what Michelle Obama, what she said to Dwyane Wade's. I'm going to reference her as her. To her. Let's listen.
Good. I'm so nervous, but how are you?
Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's daughter couldn't help but be a little starstruck when meeting one of her idols. Zaya Wade fanned out over Michelle Obama this week when the pair teamed up for a virtual chat about the former First Lady's best-selling memoir, Becoming. And the teen admitted she was nervous to realize such a long-standing dream of hers was coming true.
What's going on? Tell me, what's on your mind? I'm just nervous, but really excited. Don't be nervous. It's I'm meeting an idol. I'm literally meeting an idol. But just preparing for this moment for so long.
13-year-old Zaya asked Michelle what advice she has for young people who want to follow her example of pursuing their dreams with inspiring confidence. And Michelle confessed that she thinks Zaya is the one delivering an important message of empowerment.
I am just so proud of you, being just an amazing role model and embracing your truth, right? You're already doing this, so maybe this is for some other young people that are listening.
I feel.
But let me just. It does take time to know what your self is, for young people. So my first piece of advice is be patient with yourself. Number one, at your age or in the teenage years and probably through your 20s, you're going to be experimenting with so many versions of yourself, right? All young people are trying on different versions, different voices. They're learning more about their intellect. They're learning about what they love, what they're good at, what they like. This is the period of exploration, right? And sometimes we put too much pressure on teenagers to know who you're going to be. What do you want to be when you grow up? Right. That's what I write. It was the question that I hated. How am I supposed to? I'm 13. I'm 12. You're not supposed to know yet.
Zaya's famous parents shared their love and support for her milestone in the comments section, with Gabrielle calling the teen such a star. The duo clearly get along like besties and enjoy some epic collabs of their own. Just days before Zaya's conversation with Michelle, she and Gabrielle recreated one of the most memorable scenes from the actress's 2-decade movie career, and we're definitely more than whelmed about it.
Tell us you've watched 10 Things I Hate About You without telling us you've watched 10 Things I Hate About You.
You can be overwhelmed, and you can be underwhelmed. Can you ever just be
Whelmed? I think you can in Europe.
right?
So, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you guys some questions. There are a lot of people on the fence about this situation in regards to saying that the media is controlling the narrative, the media is pushing the LGBT plus community on our young people, that they're causing this epidemic, so to speak. And I want to get you guys. I'm gonna drop the link here in a minute. I want to get you guys' opinion on what you think. Is this something that is warranted, needed? Do you think it's appropriate, inappropriate? How do you feel about this situation? Is Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, are they leading the charge in regards to saying, hey, this is how parents should be? This is how we should respond when our children say that we want to be another gender. We want to change our sexuality. What's too young? What's too old? Can an 11-year-old, 13-year-old say, hey, look, I don't think I want to be a boy anymore. I want to be a girl. What happens? Should we shun them away? Should we shush them? Should we beat it out of them? Should we punish them? Should we ridicule them? Should we embarrass them? How should we handle this situation? Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about solutions. Let's talk about solutions. A lot of people are blaming Gabrielle Union, saying that, she encouraged this, she introduced this, she's running a household, she's running a family, it's her fault. I noticed that in a lot of situations where there is especially when there's a couple, an African-American couple, the woman tends to get a lot of the blame. With the Jada Smith and the Will Smith, the woman tends to get a lot of the blame. Is this something that, a lot of people say, well, is this something that was learned behavior, or this was something embedded inside this young person to say, hey, I feel different? Let's finish listening to what this other gentleman had to say about the situation.
Here go my boo. He got his boo. I mean, she got her boo right there with her. And sometimes, a parent, you gotta draw a line somewhere now. Somewhere. There's a lot going on in that household. I mean, but to each his own. And that don't mean that Dwyane Wade and Gab is not good parents. You can sit up there and raise your kids to be perfect in your eyes. You think you've done a good job, and then you don't know what they might turn out to do. That don't mean you're not a good parent. They just mean the child just have different views or want to go a different direction than what you try to raise them to be. It happens to everybody. You just never know. But at the end of the day, Dwyane Wade and Gab, they support their daughter, and that's the most important part of it all. Is that no matter what we think, the opinions that we give, the most important thing is that that's his son, daughter, they support it, and that's the only thing that really matters at the end of the day. Y'all get in the comments and tell me what y'all think about this.
Well, that's probably the best thing I heard from that commentator. What do y'all think about this? To be honest with you, what do you guys think about this? I'm about to drop the link. Feel free to pull up. Let's have this conversation. I think this is well warranted. Let's be respectful and be mindful. Again, if you're not comfortable with having this conversation, don't pull up. Feel free to stay in the clouds. Feel free to watch. But I think this is important for all communities to continue to have this reoccurring conversation, because I think there's a lot of people that are in this predicament, that are dealing with, children that have seen or been exposed to things, either because of abuse, either because of a need to change, or not feeling comfortable in their own skin. So they value, changing themselves. So feel free to hit the link. Let's have this conversation. There's a lot of people on the fence right now and say, hey, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, they're both responsible for encouraging this nonsense, this craziness. Ron Dirty, I see you. Hold on just a minute. This nonsense, this craziness. How dare they allow this child to transition like they did? And I get it. I hear you. I hear you. But I just feel like, we're definitely in a position to explore this a little bit more. So I want to do that. Let me get some people up here on the panel. Feel free to hit the link, you guys. Do not stay in the chat. Come on, pull up. Let's have this conversation. It's important. It is definitely important. Ron Dirty, good morning, man. Welcome to the panel.
Hey, good morning. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. What you think? What you think about all of this, man?
All right. So I don't know. My take on it is this. What can I do about Dwyane Wade, Gabrielle Union, and their family? What can I do about that? Nothing. Right. And so the only thing I can do is say, based upon, my values and my beliefs and how I intend for my children to be raised is to, like I said the other day, just be the man I want my son to be. You know what I mean? And after that, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, but I think we should look at it as maybe they are just showing, like you said before, they're just saying that this is a way to do it, and this is how we are doing it, not as it is the way. And I think that a lot of it just comes down to fear that this may become the norm. That we ourselves are just afraid that this turns into a big snowball and becomes a norm in society. And again, I say, if I am afraid of my son, going that way because of my own personal beliefs, then I have to take him with me and show him what it means to be masculine and to be a man and to embrace manhood and all of the things that come with it. I can't leave him in the house when I go out and do man stuff and then come back and tell him about it. So
okay.
I'm gonna stop right now. But that's my thought. My first one.
I got you. HBIC, Mr. Antonio, welcome. What do you guys think about this situation?
I really feel like at a young age they should be supporting it, because how many times does a child change their mind? And they basically is going by their parents' guidance. So I think that's a conversation that really need to be discussed and considered, because it got to be something. Because I don't get how you born as one way and you're not happy enough with yourself that you want to change that. And we are seeing this going on a lot. And now it's like people condoning it when it comes to their kids. And I'm just thinking, like, are you really going to get to the root of the issue that made them? Well, it got to be some insecurities there. I'm not thinking somebody was just born and decided they didn't want to be. They wanted to be somebody else.
So you don't think he was born like that? You don't think he was born with that feeling that he was a female on the inside?
No, or he probably been around a woman all his life, so he wanted to be like that woman. But I don't think he was born like that.
So you think he was encouraged to be gay?
Yeah, or he was up under a woman too much and didn't really have a male figure around.
Okay. Miss Antonio, what's up? Tell me. Speak on this.
Good morning, everybody. How I feel about this is the child. Listen, the child is gay. I have a daughter that is gay. I knew from she was like around 10, I started noticing things. And so instead of me just bluntly bringing it up, I just let her tell me. I just didn't change the way I treated her. She's still my daughter. But however, if my daughter at that age came to me and said, "Mom, well, what would you do? Mom, I want to change to a boy," I would have said, no. When you're 18, 21, 30, I don't know, older, and she would have gotten a picture, but she would never. She said she doesn't even understand this. She doesn't feel that. Why would you need to change? She considers herself a girl that likes other girls. She's 20 now. She'll be 21 soon. But she says she doesn't understand if the fact is that a girl and another girl, why would I want to change to something? It's confusing when you get in there, but explains it. is perfect. And I'm like, you're right. She's like, so all this stuff makes no sense, Mom. Makes no sense. So and another thing, it's we feel it's abuse, and to let your child transition at like I was watching a video 5 years old. Like, that's not normal. No, you don't. That's what parent. That's what you're supposed to be. You're always supposed to be a parent, but that's when you put your foot down and say, listen, I understand how you're feeling, but let's see if you feel that way 10 years from now, and we'll have this discussion. Your child will respect and appreciate and thank you so much more if you put your foot down and you let them wait, rather than make a mistake that can't be undone.
So do you guys, let's set the parameters here. Do you guys feel that Gabrielle Union and Dwyane Wade, they're wrong for how they're handling the situation?
No. I think I don't know what, unless they let him first of all, he's 12. He shouldn't be kissing. I don't care whether take the gay out of it. Like I said, my 12-year-old is not going to be kissing nothing, nobody. Okay? Not in front of me, not on a red carpet, nowhere. Okay? That would have to be like a secret that I didn't know. But that wouldn't have, they're allowing the child to morally like an adult than be that child. They want to show that they accept her so much that we're just going to go all out. You wouldn't allow that with your other kid that's 12, or is Gabby going to allow that with her daughter? Just at 10 years old, 12 years old to be kissing a baby or anybody around? No, they're not. Gabby's not her mother. Gabby is her stepmother. It's so different. That's not her child.
Ooh, okay, let's get into that. So imagine your child going to stay with the other parent, right? And the other parent is they remarry, and the other parent is very open-minded. Let's say open-minded, and they allow your son or daughter to play around or to flirt with or to embrace being a different gender. How would you feel if the other parent was allowing the stepmom or stepdad to influence their children, saying, "Hey, if you want to be gay, cool, I'm with you. I'm supportive of that." Or whatever. How would you guys feel if that was your child?
Who's to say it's the stepmom? How do we know that this is Gabrielle Union's influence?
Well, I said stepmom or stepdad.
No. I'm just saying though, but how do we know that it's the stepmom or the stepdad? That's just like, there's so many ifs.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like the old heads used to say, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. So many ifs. Instead of just going with you know what? It does, there's no way we would know what led to this. Because we are a society where feels in pursuit of happiness is what reigns supreme. It's not it is what it is or anything. And I'm not saying that it's good or bad. I'm just saying this is what it is that if I feel a certain way, then I can leverage that feeling in pursuit of happiness. So if I wake up this morning and I feel like I want to, go contrary to popular opinion to achieve happiness, depending on what it is, I could actually, have a case.
I hear you. I think what a lot of people are disturbed about is that this guy or this young boy or young girl, they are too young to make a decision like that. That is. I don't know if it's irreversible, but that is a very serious. Andrea, welcome to the panel. That is a very serious decision. What do you think about this, Andrea?
Okay, so I'm torn in a sense. Number one, when this first happened, I did not agree with this. But number two, how do you, if your child tell you this is what he wants, do you have a right to help him get through this in a harmful way that he or she can live their life? But I do agree, and this is where I do agree. I do agree, and this has been when Gabrielle took him to the gay thing at 10 years old. I just got a feeling the first wife, the mother, is not with this like this. Okay. I just got I'm just saying, as a divorced parent, I would be damned if my ex-husband done this shit. I would be acting a damn fool.
So do
So
you think that she encouraged it though?
yes, and I think that this my thing. I personally believe, and this is my own personal opinion, nobody else's. Okay, when you have a mother, and Dwayne was on the road, he told Siobhan that they said that Siobhan wasn't a good mother. Siobhan wasn't this, but this my thing. Was she crazy when you married her? Was she crazy when you was having kids with her? See, I don't believe the lady was crazy. I just believe what you was doing, the shit you was doing to the lady, would made her crazy. And I feel like these kids need their mama, and 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 I just got this feeling that the mama ain't with this.
Well, according to statistics, they have their mothers, they need their fathers. That seems to be the
Well,
problem. I
Dwayne
mean,
had custody of the kids. Dwayne had
okay,
he
okay.
had custody of the kids. He fought. He took the kids and he had custody. I believe that this little boy needed his mama.
Well, here's the thing. When you say he needed his mama, you mean his biological mother, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't.
I
Here's
don't
my
think that
thing.
would change him being gay. He's still gonna be gay. I kind of understand what you said, but from your original question, Mario, if you said if my child went to because it is kind of like a situation. If my child went to the other parent house of divorce and they, let them be them, I would then look at myself as a parent. How come I didn't know what my child felt? Because if I'm the mom at home and I'm not the first to know about how my child acts and is, then I'm going to have to question myself and my motives and what was I focused on instead of my child. Was I focused on him and Gabrielle whatever together? And so my anger, what was my focus? So that would be an issue for me if it's all about the kid for some people. And I don't, in a way, I think there's so much trying. Like I said, it's just like any parent. You all have children. If I have a 12-year-old right now or a 10-year-old and she comes to me and she goes, Mom, I had a flat butt. I want butt implants. Who would say yes to their 12-year-old? I'd be like, if you don't go sit, put some. I don't know what to do about it, but you don't need it, right? You know what I'm saying? We're not just going to be like, well, let's start looking at doctors. No, I wouldn't bring her to a butt implant party. I would let a child be a child. Nothing changes just because of who child or who anybody likes sexually. It doesn't change the fact that you're still 12, you're 11, and you grow. You're going to change. Who you are at 15 is not who you're going to be at 25. And I don't blame Gabrielle. I just think Gabrielle is doing what she thinks is right to do because she knows she doesn't really have a say. She knows this. So she's just going to be besties, like she says, with the little girl.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I thought Dwayne was fighting this, and then Gabrielle, who's the one who talked him to letting him be himself. Because Dwayne said he was. When I heard the interview, Dwayne said he wasn't comfortable with this, but when he talked to Gabrielle, he became comfortable.
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, and I would take that as different. Yeah, I would take that as a different kind of comfortable. I don't think any man, and I can't speak for any men, but I can ask a question. If you put it out there and ask, hey, how would you feel about your son being gay? I don't think there's really going to be a lot of men that will be like, yeah, hey, me, pick me. I want, I just don't. Well, Mario and Ryden would you guys be in line saying, yeah, nope, I don't think so.
Yeah, so it's fair if I say this, okay? I would be I would be very I would do my best to do everything I can to support my son, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is just me. I don't have any sons, but I would be disappointed that my son wasn't comfortable in his own skin. That he wasn't happy about him being who he is. I would be disappointed. I would support them, but I don't know if a major transition would happen inside my home. Like I don't know if I would walk into a room and see my son on the bed kissing another dude. Like I think I would lose my shit. I think I'll be like, I'm about to piss somebody off. Like,
how old is she now? How old is Zaya now? How old is she now?
I don't know, 14, 15, 16, maybe 16, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. You guys feel free to hit the link. We are talking about um, Dwyane Wade speaking out, saying, "Hey, stop being homophobic." There's a lot of people right now in the uproar saying, "Hey, how dare this young man, or young man transition into a female? How dare they take Easter photos and in the photos,
Okay,
everybody."
but look at the older child. He's there with his girlfriend. I'm just saying. So I'm just saying he's there with his girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think here's the issue. The issue is when you say, okay, it's almost like, of course, we as the spectators, we as the naysayers, we look at this and we say, well, damn, we allowed, it's almost like this. We're saying we allowed you to do this. We allowed you to do this, right? But we ain't gonna have this right here. You know what I'm saying? And it seems
okay.
like,
So I'll say this. I have first hand experience in this bullshit, and I'm gonna say this. My parents are very religious, but my brother is gay. Okay, it took my parents a long time to accept him. And I will say this: my brother is albino, so he don't look like us. Okay, he got blonde hair and his eyes dance around. My brother almost committed suicide 3 times. Finally, he was living with me. Finally, I had to get my mom and say, "Look, mom, I cannot take care of my brother because I got 2 little kids I'm raising. I'm divorced. I need him to come back home for y'all to take care of him." That took a hard thing for my parents to look at this. I said, "Look, he's gonna die, and it's gonna be on y'all watch. I can't do it." So I said this. I wouldn't. It took my brother a long time, in a long time to. He was on drugs, a long time to get my parents to act right. And for I love my brother, gay, straight. It don't matter to me. He's still blood to me. And for my parents to act a fool that they was doing, I was cussing at them every day because I was so mad that you guys can just get over it.
well, how do you
Because
get something? Here's the thing. I think what's crazy is I think our parents, for those of us that have parents that's still alive, our parents would not be accustomed to this. The conversation would be, oh hell no, it won't be under my roof. You see what I'm saying? So I think that we have to understand that people shy away from what it is that they don't understand. They begin to get angry at things that are abnormal. This is not a normality, even though Mario's just saying in the comments, and I agree, there's a lot of influence, not only in Hollywood, but of course in media as well. Of course, we have friends that are gay and we bring our friends around our children. If you think that those friends that are gay or in transition, they don't have an impact on your children, you are sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken.
I don't feel that way. My brother lived with me. My brother lived with me. But do I think he had an impact on my children? Yes. The impact is people are different than you. The impact is they got feelings for people who not look like them. They got feelings for people who are gay. That's the impact that he had on my children. But do his mama and daddy are heterosexual? We damn right we are. And I never told my kids it was wrong because my brother was gay. But the thing is, when my brother tried to commit suicide, almost 3 times, that's when I told my mama and daddy, you're going to have to get with the program. Are we going to bury him? And then you're going to feel like, no, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. Rod Dirty, what you had to say, man?
Man, I come from Texas, right, where, you know, football reigns supreme and, you know, men are men and all of that, from the country. And I got this cousin. I have a cousin that lives in Houston. And we have known, we're the same age. He's a year older than me. But I have known since I was like 4, 5 years old that this dude was gay. We have always known that he was gay. In this whole country place where we live, everybody knows since he was a kid that he was gay. And nobody ever said why he was gay or who made him gay or none of that. Everybody just knew he was gay. And when he came out, his mama acted a damn fool. Acted a plumb fool. And my stepfather looked at her and said, everybody in this damn county know he gay. Why you tripping? You know, so just accept it. And, you know, and I can honestly say for him, my cousin, I don't have to worry about him, you know, thinking about doing something drastic because he's not accepted, because he's always been accepted. And I will fight tooth and nail, you know, over him, because he's always, you know what I'm saying? He's always been that. He's never pushed it on nobody. He is who he is, and, you know, and he's always been accepted. You know what I mean? So I think we just have to learn to mind our own damn business. And if we see this stuff, what would we do? You know, and start thinking about it before it happens.
Riding dirty. Here's the thing, big bro. I feel like nobody wants to talk about it until it happens. So that's why conversations like this, they're so warranted, because what if this happens with your child? What if this happens with your niece or nephew? How do you then go about supporting them? Or do you shun them away? Do you shy away from them? Do you outcast them? Do you make them the black sheep of the family? There have been people that now feel like the black sheep. I mean, and this is what I notice about a lot of people that are a part of the LGBTQ plus community. Hopefully I'm saying that right? A friend of mine was telling me just say the alphabet community. But I notice that when they're high, they're high. And I'm not talking about on drugs. I notice that when they're like full of life and great and grand, it's like amazing people to be around, but they crash very hard, like very over the top emotional or whatever case be. And I think that when you have children, let's say you bring your friend around that they're gay or whatever case be, their highs is exciting. It's like, man, they're like a superhero. They like always happy, always smiling or whatever, but you don't realize how much trauma they've been through. You don't realize how much ridicule they've been through. And a lot of times your children don't see that part of it. So they say, you know what? Hey, I want to be like them. You know, I want to be like Uncle Frank or Auntie Sharon or whatever case may be, because they're always happy. They're always excited about life. They have an infinity.
You're not having the real conversation.
But they don't know. Child shouldn't know who their sexual preference is. You're not going to talk about that in front of children. You understand? It's making it seem almost like not because a person is gay doesn't mean they're going to be a child molester. Like, you're not looking at your kid. Like, it's just like heterosexual. Like, what normal person looks at kids, you know, so different. We can, yes, if you bring somebody who's you have different gay men, flamboyant and like out of, you know, like I had a lot of flamboyant gay male friends, and my son used to be like, oh wow. But my son is not homophobic at all, but he's not gay at all. He's not at all. But he's not homophobic, but he doesn't want to hang out with them. He doesn't want to hang out with any bunch of dudes all day. You know, so it's not, they're not looking at it. You're not going to talk about, I don't want talking about that stuff in front of my kid, whether you're straight or gay. Like, don't talk about it in front of my kids. That's just not something,
but,
you know.
Okay, so this is the thing. I think what y'all are missing is, are you having the conversation with your children? Because I had the conversation with my kids. My brother, like a man, he's gay. I'm late, and that's because my brother act like he's all happy and life is hard for him. And if he's not telling the truth, mama and daddy gonna tell the truth. We had the hard conversation with our children when my brother moved in with me, and I let my ex-husband know. He was like, okay. So I'm thinking if you're not having the hard conversation with your children about this situation, this is hard. This ain't no easy life. Being gay is not easy. And I don't have the conversation with my brother.
It can be if we love and accept them. They're gonna go through a stage.
Everybody don't accept it. Everybody don't accept it. Let's keep it 100.
I understand that. True, just like you said about your parents, just like my mother doesn't accept my daughter, my ex-husband. When I told him, when I was like, finally, hey, our daughter is gay. He said, he was like, white people shit, because he's from the South, and I'm like, what? That's what you say? And they have never spoken in 4 years. She won't even, the only on Father's Day is a middle finger emoji. That's it. And it hurts her because she's a fantastic being. For you to just block that person, especially your own flesh and blood, just because you feel that some type of way about who she may like, I mean, that's kind of weird to me. It's weird. I can never do that. I couldn't do that to a stranger, much less my own.
I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's weird. It's if my parents are born and raised in North Carolina. So the country is a little different over there. Okay. So I didn't think it was weird. I just thought it was a wrong and a shame to do that to your own flesh and blood. And that's why I had the conversation. I'm different than my parents. I'm a little more open. I'm grown. I can make my own decision. My brother didn't come out until he was 18, till he was about to leave home. Because he knew that my parents were so religious. He knew that my parents weren't going to accept it.
Exactly. Imagine how horrible. That's probably why he tried to kill himself so many times. Imagine how horrible that makes you feel, that the two people that had birthed you, the people you love more than anything, they despise who you choose to be. All because of a choice you make to be. Not because of breaking any law. You're two consenting adults. But because you choose to love that person who's the same sex as you.
But at the end of the day, I respect everybody. I respect how my parents felt. I respect how my brother felt. I'm choosing something different. That's what I told my mother. I'm choosing to love my brother. Now, do I agree with his lifestyle? No, I don't. But I can love him, and that's what he wants. I'm cool with that. But at the same time, I have 2 kids. I'm gonna tell my kids, don't be cruel to people who are different than you. Don't be mean to people who are different than you. If that's what they want. My cousin got ran out of North Carolina because he was gay. Okay, yes, the town that he was living in, my cousin, because he was gay, it was such a hard thing. He left home. So I know this stuff is going down in towns and little backwooded towns. I know it is.
It happens even in Jamaica. A lot of those people are ran out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Jamaicans, we don't
big time. They don't play that.
We definitely, even the cops, they'll just take you, throw you in the trunk of the car, drive you around, beat the shit out of you all day, and dump your body somewhere. Who are you gonna call? Because they are the law.
Yeah.
You got most of the transgenders there. They're called the gully people. They live in the gullies. Gullies is like what you guys call that up here? Like under bridges, but there's actual water, like gullies. And they live under there until they get stoned out of there. Then they go up in the mountains. They get stoned out of them. They come back down. And that's what they do. I just, personally, I don't judge anybody choose to do in their personal life that's not committing a crime or not anything against how that would I don't know, it doesn't affect me. Like I don't see that people loving each other don't affect my day.
No.
And it's just like my daughter, okay, it's like my daughter right now. She was with the same person for 5 years, okay? And they ended up, my daughter wanted to break up. They broke up last year. My daughter ended up dating their friend because they all went to school together. You're gonna date each other. So since then, like my daughter she moved and she won't bring that girl here. So I said to her, I said, listen, we went grocery shopping together, and I was like, I want you to bring her around. I said, I understand that, you know, you guys may be thinking, oh, because you're with, you know, so-and-so for so long that I'm not going to accept her. I said, but baby, I'm going to accept whoever makes you happy. And if you're happy and she treats you good and you're good to her, then that's what matters. You know, that's what matters. So I want to be around her more. So she was like, okay, mom, you know, because I knew it was a problem. It was just unspoken. We didn't say anything for a while, you know, like a year, you know. So it's like at some point it has to be said, and a child has to know that like, let me see how this is. I will see your interactions with her, see what you do the same way I do your brother, you know. And I feel like she has a little bit of shame there. And that's why, like, she just does. And I just have to keep because I need to get to the root of that shame she's feeling.
Let me ask you guys something. Why do you think Gabrielle Union was so supportive? Behind the bar, feel free to hit the link, man. Why do you think that she was so supportive of this particular situation? Why do you think that she was trying to win favor with Dwyane Wade? You think she was trying to win favor with the child? Why do you think? Because at this particular point, I don't think she even had kids of her own yet. So why do you think she was so supportive with this particular journey with this child, like to support this particular journey?
I think because for one,
Because
maybe
she experienced it herself.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
for one, maybe she just wanted to. She didn't want him to look at her different, or being that she's only the stepmother, she didn't want him to look at her differently, or not even really accept her no longer. Because now it's like you into our life, and now you're gonna decide who I am. So I think maybe it was for a form of acceptance.
Behind the bar, if you was titled high, of course I wouldn't know who you is. That's why I asked you to come up. But if you come back, put BDB on there. I don't know who high was. What the fuck? I'm supposed to know who high is.
I just think in Hollywood too, people think that this gay stuff is like new. It's from the beginning of time. I mean, this is not new. It's just been hidden. And I think a lot of women, most women have come into some kind of interaction with female at some point in their life. Not speak for every single woman on the planet, but we know as girls, sleepovers, certain things. That's why my parents didn't allow that shit. You know, so it's certain things, situations, even with a whole bunch of boys sleeping over. What are you sleeping over for? No. You know, like, no. So little things are, I don't know, there's just, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
I don't know. I just think that, you know, we grow accustomed to saying this is accepted or this is something that we want to accept. But you know, I don't see this outrage for like rap music. You know, I don't see, like, because we say like the gay community, you know, they're doing all of these bad things and they're influencing our children. But I think rap music does this equal. I mean, I don't understand
Yeah,
why
I do too.
there's no outcry of let's stop the rap music, let's stop promoting trap music or drill music. It's like, oh, only the gay community is messing with our kids. But I'm gonna be honest with you, the gay community is not promoting shooting people in the face, riding down on the ox. I'm just smoking
No,
loud
they're
pack.
not. It's the rap music. I
Yeah.
saying that it's the rap music. I said if you keep listening to that stuff and the masses listen to it, somebody gonna think it's okay. So it's always been the music. It ain't been the gay people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
I just feel like there's no.
us black folks like a train wreck. We okay with the music. We okay with them shoes. We okay saying get the money. We okay with all of that stuff. They how they talk about women. They okay. We okay with that until we stop saying it's okay. That's when the stuff is gonna change. Look at the woman who tried to change the rap music when it came to Tupac and them. What did everybody call her? I forgot what her name was. She was saying that back in the day. But nobody was listening to her. They were saying she was old. I forgot, what was that black woman name? They said she was old, stay out of our music.
Oh, Dolores Tucker.
Yes, that's what her name was. She said this was gonna happen.
Yeah, I just feel like to me it's always selective. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Hey BDB, feel free to pull up, man. God damn it. It's always selective. It's always selective, and it's crazy to me. Like I said, if we're going to address the gay community, we should address everything that we feel that is a harmful impact to our children or to our next generation, or to what's the norms of regular living. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's being a mother.
But isn't that kind of being a parent, though, Mario? I mean, if we continue to just say, it's the music, it's the gay people, it's the politicians, it's that. I mean, our kids grew up in the same world with this. I grew up in the same world with that stuff, but it didn't affect me because my parents were in my life. Like if you remove the parents' role from the kids' lives, that's when it will affect them, because then they'll gravitate. There's no explanation. Nobody to say, well, what is that? Let me listen to that song, and then explain it to their young minds, or say, hey, what are you listening to? And things like that. Like my mom used to do with me.
I think the issue is the same thing that we see here on social media. We have selective outrage for certain things. So if your parents only speak on, let's say they only speak on the gay community, but they never speak on the rap community. They only speak on how bad the gay community is manipulating our children and what they're doing, etc. But they never speak on how bad the rap community is manipulating our children. You as a spectator, or you as a child, you then to start saying, okay, well, I'll set the parameters. Gay is bad, rap is good. So it's all about what you are influenced by, the communities that you frequent. And if your community, which is your household, if they're not saying, if they're only expressing a concern for one thing and not the other thing, you're going to say, well, okay, well, hey, I can't be gay, but I can go out here and make rap songs, demeaning women. I could talk about gang violence. I could talk about drugs, alcoholism, buying cars, and running down on the ops. That's good. But
because they're gay hiding behind rap. Right. I don't know.
Did my parents tell me gay was bad? Yes, they did. But I'm a rebel child. So look, I'm gonna ask my parents questions they couldn't answer. And my mama told me one day, stop asking questions. I'm grown. Okay, so I was always her rebel child. I was always had my own free thinking. I started rethinking. I wanted to sneak and listen to rap music. I was watching BET when they went home. I was sneaking listening to stuff, but they was listening to church music. I knew didn't want to listen to that. So my thing is this: if you talk to your kids, they won't be out there exploring and doing things. If you don't have the conversation and don't be open with your kids, this is why they're gonna be out there doing whatever they want to do.
Exactly.
So if the parents get with the program and start talking to their children about the real world and stop pretending to think that we living in this bubble and it ain't happening, it's happening.
Andrea, hey, you guys, hold on for a minute. Behind the bar, what question did you ask me? Because either I missed it or whatever case me. That's why I dropped the link so you can ask it and join the conversation, brother. So if you want to join the conversation, cool, pull up. If you have a question, go ahead and post it in and I can answer it. That's too easy. That's too easy. Andrea, my apologies. I just wanted to.
So I think I see. I knew how my mom and daddy get down. They when I be asking questions, my mama said I'm grown and I'm the mama because I said so. But when I became an adult woman, it ain't gonna fly no more because I'm the mama. This is stuff happening in the real world. So my thing is this: I promised myself when I had my own kids, I'm gonna be truthful about sex. I'm gonna be truthful about this. I'm gonna be truthful about that. So I will not be like my parents. Me and my ex-husband are so much open than our own parents wasn't. And was the conversations about things that I didn't really know was hard for my kids? Damn right, but I kept talking to them. Because I don't want them to be out there. It's almost in a sense and I feel this as a grown woman, when I got to the real world, my mom and daddy wasn't telling the truth. I'm out here like a wild animal now.
What?
They wasn't telling the truth. They wasn't telling the truth about things. My mom would say this: "Oh, people out in the world are mean. People out in the world gonna get you. People out in the." My mom had so much fear, even going to another church. That's what I'm telling you. If the parents are gonna be keep it 100 with the kids, keep it 100. Don't tell them things that's not true.
Mm-hmm. Behind the bars asking Mario, do you think the picture of the little boy kissing is appropriate in your opinion?
Oh, okay, this picture. Nah, hell no. I mean, but that's what their parents posted. That's what their parents posted. That's what they posted that picture, which is I actually seen this from this content creator right here, and she had this to say, and then she posted the family photos that they posted that they said was appropriate, and as you can see, it says 1 of 2, and this is the second photo. So they thought that this was appropriate for their daughter to be, showcasing her love or affection for.
This picture is so confusing.
So
this picture is
I don't think it's appropriate. I wouldn't want.
It's very inappropriate and confusing at the same time.
But this is the person that these are the two on the end to the right. These are the two that are in that particular picture. So I can't. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I can't tell if the person all the way to the end, the Caucasian person, is a male or a female. So I don't.
Me either.
I can't.
That's
I don't
what I'm
know
saying. It's so confusing.
But their parents, as you can see all the way to the left, thought that it was appropriate to post on Easter. So this is the reason why I'm saying this conversation is necessary, so we can get different points of views. Do you think these type of photos, but they support, obviously they're supporting their child all the way. You know what I'm saying? Some people would say this is not appropriate. Some people would say, hey, you having extensions in your hair, you having fingernails that, they would say this is not appropriate.
But how old is she now? I want to know, how old is she now?
Let me Google this. Let me Google it.
Let me go.
Well, yeah, behind the bar, man. Hey, listen, man, you always welcome over here, bro. I obviously I missed your question the first time, but no, I don't think. I think if the parents think it's appropriate to share those moments with the family or whatever, then it is what it is. But I definitely wanted to talk about, what I'm saying, the situation, because I think there are other people out there that have children.
She's 14 now.
She's 14.
They said she's 14.
Yeah. Okay. So if
well, that's the age. Okay, that's because she's 13. But that's okay. So let's tell the truth. That's the age you might have a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
And that's what I was about to say. I was saying, like, if okay, let's just say that the child was a boy, like identified as a boy, and he was kissing a girl, we probably wouldn't see nothing wrong with it. If the child identified as a girl and was kissing a boy, we probably wouldn't see nothing wrong with it. But because it's such pandemonium surrounding the situation, it's like, well, how do we really feel about this? Is it appropriate? Is it not appropriate? The parents thought it was appropriate. The parents thought it was appropriate because they could have told the photographer, no, don't take that photo. Don't post that. They thought it was appropriate. So, hey, behind the bar, what do you think about it? Do you think it's appropriate? Do you guys on the panel think it's appropriate?
It's not appropriate, but not because of the gayness. It's not appropriate because of the age. It's the age. I don't care if you have a little boyfriend or girlfriend when you're 12 or 13. You go to the movies, the parents, we drop you off and we pick you back up separate. Like we don't, or we may in the back, all the way up in the back and watch, but but you don't have them on the regular kissing, whether I don't even know if they're a girl and a boy, and I don't know, it doesn't matter. It's the age for me. It's the age.
Okay.
The parents identify, hold on. The parents identify their natural born son as a her behind the bar. So to respect the parents' wishes, other people are following suit. So I don't know what you're talking about, Dulo, and all that other shit. We're respecting the parents' wishes. If they want, if that's what they want their child, matter of fact, if that's what they want their child to be to move forward with, I mean, what do you, I mean, what do you want us as spectators to say? As you can see right here, the caption. But you guys go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so she's 14. My thing is this: what was inappropriate to me? The picture with me personally, if this was my child, the picture would have never been taken. If the picture was taken, it would be in my damn phone, but nobody else would be seeing it. So my thing is this. So the thing is this: I just don't think that the picture had to be out on the internet, because let me tell you something. Even though he might be happy, they might be happy, and the family might be getting along, and it's all cool, not everybody gonna agree with this. So why would you put your child out there and to get all this ridicule? I'm just saying, are you really protecting your child? Because me as a parent, I would not put that picture out there when knowing that half of the world don't like this.
No doubt.
Yo, am I here?
You here? What's up, man?
Yes.
Okay. How y'all doing?
What's going on, man?
Good. I'm gonna go against the grain here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's why I said, you know, I do that little saying what they say, to go along, get along game, because you guys are calling this male a her. And you know for a fact that this person was born a male. This person did not get an operation to get their penis taken off. Why are we calling this boy a girl? That's weird to me. We stop believing in God and start believing in men, because the man says that we're supposed to lie, because this is a lie at the end of the day. We have to lie and tell the people that this male is a girl to please this person's parents. What about, they say God don't make no mistakes. If this person is born a male, just because they feel like a female doesn't make it right. It makes it absolutely wrong for everybody on this panel to be calling this boy a girl. What say you?
So if we, I like it. Let me get it. Let me get at it. Tag me in. So check it out. First of all, thank you for hitting the chat, the link. Oh, second of all, if the parents are saying we've changed our son name to a female name and we now reference him as a her, who are we as spectators to say we're going against the parents on this one? If he's not at an age right now to undergo surgery, and they're basically just cultivating this narrative that, you know what, we see you as a female, and we know that when you're age appropriate, we're going to do the surgery, then I'm going along with what the parents say. I'm going along with what the parents say. As you can see, that the caption right here, and the interview was done. We no longer consider our son to be a son. We move forward in saying that this person is a female. So why would we as spectators tell the parents, oh, you're wrong? We're not in their life. They're sharing their life with us. So if that's what they think is appropriate, as long as, I mean, you can say it's mental abuse, emotional abuse, but here's the thing. This young child is going to do what they want to do anyway. So I don't see how we saying we're following suit with the parents' wishes. I don't see how that's a part of a Dulo twist. But go ahead, keep talking, man.
Okay, so you said that, you know, so I asked you, my original question was, is the picture inappropriate? You said it's not inappropriate based upon the parents thinking that's not inappropriate. So you mean to tell me, because this has been going on for years, since the boy was about 10 years old, they've been promoting him as being a so-called female. So you mean to tell me, if the parents posted a video of that little boy twerking on camera, just because the parents say it's appropriate, you're going to tell me, oh, the parent says it's appropriate for my 10-year-old to be twerking on camera, so hey, it is what it is, and there's no issue with it. Is that correct? Is that the same thing?
Behind the bar, you came with the smoke, and I like the heat, but here's the thing. I don't think you heard my response. You said, do I think it's appropriate? I said, no. I said, but the parents think it's appropriate. I don't think it's appropriate.
But that wasn't my question. My question to you was, do Tough Love think it's appropriate?
No, I said, I don't think it's appropriate.
I didn't ask you what the parents think, though. I don't care what the parents think. The parents are idiots, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying?
And I agree there are certain things that should not be happening. However, I'm not the child's father. So with me personally, if you want to ask how I would respond to it, that's different from me commentating on what I'm seeing.
Even looking at the picture is really disturbing. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the picture like, what the hell? Nobody want to see that shit.
Well, I don't know.
But you can't call the parents idiots, though, because you just come out and say parents are idiots, because at the same time, who there's no book written to how to navigate something like this. And you really just have to go with logic and common sense and love and just put everything else to the side. No, I don't agree. Like I said, everything it should be an age appropriate things. Okay. But that's it. That's my only thing is there should be an age thing on there. Other than that, whoever, if he wants to be called,
we keep saying
he
parents
wants to be
though, right?
called
What
a
confuses me is
girl.
that we keep saying parents, but nobody. First of all, Gabrielle Union did not raise them boys from scratch. He has a real mother. Gabrielle Union is not the mother. Gabrielle Union can't even.
Yeah, we had
hold on.
this
Gabrielle
conversation
Union
though. We
can't even.
spoke on this like 30 minutes ago, though.
Gabrielle
So
Union can't
that's
even
why we were
give birth
past
to her own children. You know what I mean? She's a
Behind the bar.
eunuch. She can't
Behind
have
the bar.
kids.
The mother don't have custody.
Hold on. Let me say this because I want Behind the Bar to go back and do a follow-up because I want to hear his perspective all the way through. Here's the thing. Let's say all the way to the right in this photo, this person is a boy. I'm sorry, there is a girl who wants to be a boy. Now, Dwyane Wade's son is a boy that wants to be a girl. So therefore, they're two opposite genders. Neither one of them got surgery yet. So it's a boy kissing a girl at the end of the day.
Oh, okay. That's your opinion. That's
Yeah,
not
I'm
facts.
just speculating. Do you know if that's a girl or a boy all the way to the right, the Caucasian?
I mean, it's common sense that it's a male. The white boy is a male. It's common sense. If that little boy,
you think it's a male? It could be a girl though.
Let me explain to you why it's common sense that it's a male. It's a male because we just came from the beginning as far as that little boy, Dwyane Wade's son, is identifying himself to be a girl, right? Right? Is that true?
Yes.
Dwyane Wade's son is identified as being a girl, right?
Yeah. Continue.
Okay, so to me, it sounds like that. I don't know. That has to be a boy.
Hey,
that has to be a boy.
Behind the Bar wants to argue, y'all. He ain't answering my question. I said if you just said he has not had no sex change, he is still a boy. At the end of the day, he's a boy. Okay, cool. Let's go with that narrative. If the person standing to the right of that boy who wants to be a girl, if that's a girl who wants to be a boy and nobody has any sex changes yet, that means that's a girl kissing a boy. Am I right or wrong?
Now that's two boys kissing.
Wait a minute, hold on. You don't know if that's a boy or not. You can't tell if that's a male or a female, that Caucasian person.
Why not? Why not? It look like I don't know, like a boy to me.
It looks like a girl transition to a boy to me, but I don't know. It looks like female that's going to male, while the Dwyane Wade's is a male going to be a female. Which I've seen this a bunch of times.
I think that's a female. That's what I think. I think that's a female who looks like a boy.
Yeah, I've seen this a bunch of times.
With that statement right
and that's
there,
one of the points I was.
With that statement that you just said, that means that Dwyane Wade's son is not gay, right?
I never called him gay.
I'm calling him gay.
We're not. Well, we didn't go into that conversation. We didn't go to the conversation if we, gay. We went into the conversation of you stating he's a boy. Why you call him a girl? Well, if he's a boy, right, and he kissing a girl that wants to be a boy, then technically he's kissing a girl. If he's a boy, he's kissing a girl, technically, regardless of what they say their sexuality is or what they want to transition into, how their clothes look, their nails, that's irrelevant. The question is, your genitalia is male. And if her genitalia or the other person's genitalia is female, that's a boy kissing a girl. So then that would make this whole situation.
If that girl, if the Caucasian person is a girl.
If it's a girl, if that's a girl that wants to be a boy.
Really, but it doesn't mean that he's not gay. It doesn't mean he's not gay because he's attracted to a girl that's transitioning. If that is.
Yeah, we didn't.
But we weren't going as deep as that for me because one, he's still a child. Like, I don't look at all that. I don't incorporate sex with children. Like, that's just where I said I would draw the line. Still, that's me. I just don't put those two things together. Those two things shouldn't be together. So that's why I said sometimes it can go a little overboard.
This is what's going to be crazy. Here's the thing. People start experimenting at that age. They start experimenting at that age. And whereas I don't want to go too deep, but I'm glad Behind the Bar is here with the smoke that he wants to push back a little bit, which is great. Now, when do you say I draw the line? Now you could kiss some another gender or whatever case may be, but now how much do you actually approve or push the narrative of we're going to let you explore? Do you
The
think that
whole
these
thing.
parents are going to let them explore that into that sexuality?
All right. First, I want to make something clear.
Yeah.
We're just having a conversation here, and I have a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word smoke because smoke sounds like there's beef involved. There's no beef involved. It's just us having a difference of opinion. And I think the overall thing is just inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been pushing this particular agenda for many, many years to the point where they got everybody in the so-called, I was being sarcastic, with in the do-low twist, pretty much everybody has to get on the cord. So if I disagree, it says, well, I'm not going to lie, because what it is a lie at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? If you was born a male, you're going to die a male, no matter what kind of surgery. No doctor could transform somebody from one gender to another, no matter what kind of breast implants you put on them, no matter if you cut it off. It is what it is. I'm still going to go with the fact that God don't make mistakes, and I'm not going to go by what man wants to push, the agenda that man wants to push and lie to us and our children to make it seem like, oh, just because man says that's a girl, I'm supposed to go and get along and say that's a girl. Why should I be scrutinized or looked at as a bad guy by telling the truth? The truth hurts. It is what it is. How can somebody get offended by me refusing to call that little boy, Dwyane Wade's son, a girl? I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. And I'm also going to tell my children the same thing. It is what it is.
I have 4 godsons, and 2 of them are gay. They're grown right now. But we refuse. They are not girls to us. They are young men. Their lifestyle, we have to still love our children. But we're not calling them girls. We're not.
Absolutely. I agree.
So let me ask you something. Are we saying because you're born one gender that your gender can't change?
Yes.
I believe that your feeling can't change, but what God gave you, you're going to always be.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Now with these type of surgeries that's happening right now, people are being changed. Like, people are being changed.
They're changing their name and everything. So that, to me, is disrespectful. I'm gonna be honest. It's disrespectful when you don't call them what their new name is.
Well, I'm not saying that if somebody changes their name, then their name.
I'm
is
not
their
saying
name.
just their name, y'all.
But I'm not going to say Miss Keisha when you was born as Keith. I'm not.
People are having full-blown surgeries, not just changing their name, but they're changing everything. So what makes a woman? Do you have to come out the vagina like that, or can you be changed into a woman?
So you, as a black man, tough love, is there any tough love? You as a black man, is there any surgery possible that you think, even in the future, of them being able to transfer you into an Asian person? Is that ever possible, do you think? And if it is possible, if they want to be able to change your eyes, color your skin, do everything, even change your accent to be a Chinese person, are you Chinese and all that biological thing that your mom and your dad gave you to make you who you are? You decide to take it upon yourself to change your entire ethnicity as a black man. Can a black man ever be an Asian man? That's my question to you.
No. To answer your question in short.
Exactly. No, because why? Because of your genetic makeup of your mom and your dad.
Your race and your gender is different. Can you change a man into a woman or a woman into a man? It's being done on a regular basis. I can't change a black man into a Chinese man, but can I change a black man into a black female? It's being done. We see it every day on a regular basis.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I think this is a good opportunity to look at labels and how we let them define us. Meaning that, and so for the LGBTQ community, for, the black community, the white community, Republican, Democrat, swirler, swinger, whatever your labels, how do we let them define us? Because in a lot of separate communities, people wear these labels like they're titles of achievement, when they really are just a circumstance of just being who you are. And I say all that to say, I was talking to my wife and I was like, I wear 3 labels. 2 of them I can't change. Well, I can't change any of them. I said, but two of them I have nothing to do with. I'm a black man and I'm a veteran. Those are the only three labels I define myself by. And they are all things that people can see when they see me from down the street, because that's all that matters. Hold on, baby. I got you. Hold on. I got you. So the world don't need to know if I'm LGBTQ. The world don't need to know if I am Republican or Democrat, because that shouldn't have any effect on how I treat you when I see you. And when you see me, you get a black man and a veteran, because I have my hat on. Say that to say I wear certain responsibilities and I embrace certain responsibilities that come with that. So if you see me and you see a man and you're a woman and you're struggling, I will help you out because I'm a man and you are a woman struggler. Or if I'm wearing my veteran's hat and I see you and we strike up a conversation, I'm going to ask you about how you're doing with your VA and all this other stuff. My wife said, well, what about husband? I may not always be a husband. I may wake up tomorrow and I might be a widower. So I don't let that label define me, although it is a part of who I am. But those three things, me being a black man and a veteran, they will never change as long as I'm alive.
All right,
Those are
cool.
the only three
One
things
question.
that I define myself by.
One more question for you, Tough Love. Bruce Jenner, what do you look at him as a man or a woman?
A dude.
A female, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's a yes or no question, because you said you look at you were, I don't know.
I think if you take the surgery and you say I'm removing my penis, I'm growing some breasts, I'm changing my vocal cords, and if you want to be a woman that bad, I'm gonna call you a woman. You're a woman. Go ahead. Yep. I mean, that's what you want to be. If that's what you identify as, nothing I'm gonna do going to change what you want to identify as. Like you say, hey, I'm the best dude in the goddamn in the streets. Okay, cool. That's what you identify as. Okay, cool. That's what you identify as. It's, to me, it doesn't affect me personally.
Okay.
What you think? What do you call Bruce Jenner?
Bruce Jenner's going to be a man to the day he dies.
So even if they lose their genitalia, even if they get hormones and they get breasts and all that other stuff, they're going to be whatever they were born as.
Point blank, period. And I think it's disrespectful for women too, because even when it comes to athletics and the athletes, like, you heard the story, I think a few months ago. I don't know if you covered it or not, but that there you go. And he's beating all the women in the competitions and stuff like that because he identifies as a female and shit. Like, I think that's totally wrong. It's like him taking advantage of his strength. You know what I mean? Because naturally, for the most part,
that's wrong too. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
I would
definitely
totally
think that's
agree
wrong.
behind the bar on that one. I would totally agree. I think that if you're going to do that, then you definitely have your own category.
They should have their own league.
Yeah, that's like a female damn.
But this is where I say it comes down to common sense and logic, though. Like you can't just listen. Behind the bar, I agree with also when you say that you're born a man, you're gonna die. It's just automatic. I don't care what you cut off, what you add, whatever God made you, or unless you're hermaphrodite, then you're both. You understand? So therefore, whatever God made you, He made you. You can then change things. Where I would say now, if you're grown up and you change from a dude to a female and you want to be called Trina, I'm just gonna call you Trina. If I see you at first and what my eyes see is a guy, I'm gonna say hello, sir. Okay, pardon me. I don't know if you like the guy, you like a guy. If you're not, I will apologize and say, well, okay, Tina or whatever, and I'll address you as so, because just like Prince wanted to be called Prince, or anybody else, like I'll just call you whatever, because you don't affect like in any way. And like behind the bar says, yes, if you're born a man, who you are. Bruce Jenner waited way too long to change. We had this whole conversation. He is a man. Like, I can't even look at him and say, okay, woman. No, I can't. I just can't. I mean, if he was in front of me, I would tell him the truth. I'd be like, dude, you should have changed when you were younger. Like, you're too old now. I know you as Bruce Jenner. Whatever. Call them whatever, they want to be called out of respect.
I have hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. We got a new panelist on the line. Baba Rashad. Is that how you pronounce your name?
Can you hear me, my brother Tough Love?
I can hear you. How you doing? What you think about this topic?
It's an abomination. The whole deal. It's abomination unto the Creator. It's abomination. What you bound, all that shit come from these devils, and people. This shit come from these evil entities that's running. No, don't cut me off. I didn't say nothing while you was talking. Let me finish. This come from these evil entities.
I didn't say
that come from somewhere else. I don't know where they come from, promoting this evil agenda. You bound what you bound from your mother and your father. Everybody got a body. Everybody got a soul. It is abomination to the Creator. It is abomination to our ancestors. All this comes from an evil entity that is running this planet right now. It didn't come from melanated people. All this technology, sex change, and all that old it's evil. If anybody goes along with, well, that's what the parents, but they're evil too. They're devils. That's a wrap. That's my opinion. Anybody can take it like they want.
I agree with the veteran right here. I agree with you 100%. I couldn't say it any better than you.
I appreciate your perspective. Let me pull somebody else on here. Let me see if it's gonna switch. Hold on. Trying to get you on the big screen here.
Well, I think that people go through what they go through, but that changing your organs and stuff is crazy.
What do you think about this, Berna? Am I saying that right?
Yes, I have a cold, so I'm just waking up. I don't have my best voice. But good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes, I come from a kind of a different world. I was raised by my great grandmother, so and a lot of other elders, usual circumstances. So I have wide range of thoughts, I guess I'd say. And we was taught to respect other people, regardless who they were or their sex preference. And people back then, because I'm 63, and they didn't talk about their sex preferences that much, and just really stood out. They had a little bit more respect for themselves, maybe. They were just careful, maybe. I don't know. But we didn't hear about all that so much. But, we said, well, he's gay, after a certain age. So we had to ask questions, and we still respect them. We didn't disrespect people. My opinion on what other people
breaking up.
Maybe
breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Still breaking up.
Yeah, I thought I could. The Wi-Fi signal on the end looks like it's not as strong as it could be. I don't know if you want to re-hit the link and come back, but yeah.
I could try that. Yes.
Okay.
Can you
I'll
hear
drop the
me?
link
Yes?
again. You could come back.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Tough Love, before I go, I got one more question for you.
What's up, man?
All right, so I'm gonna paint a scenario for you. I have daughters, you have daughters.
Yeah.
And there's you're in a mall or at a restaurant. You see a 6'6" transgender in a dress. This guy is born a male, but it's obvious by looking at him, he looks everything but a man. I mean, big, masculine, but he's in a dress. And he goes in the bathroom. Your daughter has to go to the bathroom as well. Are you gonna let your daughter in that bathroom with him, or are you gonna wait for him to leave?
No way.
Never had to deal with that before. I probably would be skeptical. Yes.
Exactly. So that's the point I'm trying to make with you respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Like, Just because this person identifies as a female, you're still looking at him as a man with a potential tool between his leg. I'm not letting my daughter is young like your daughter. I think your daughter a couple years younger than mine. I have a 6-year-old daughter. Ain't no way in hell I'm letting her in that bathroom with that man. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it like that from a realistic standpoint and you put yourself in that shoes, how can you identify that male as a female by the obvious, features of a male? It doesn't make any sense.
I hear what you're saying. I think that by addressing people the way they want to be addressed is one thing. Being cautious around people is another thing. So I might say, yeah, that's a her, but it's a her by means of this. But that don't mean I'm saying I trust you, you know what I'm saying, with access to who around me or around my children. So I think you just handle things accordingly. Like somebody might say, hey, that's an ex-felon. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna address you as, Mr. This or Mrs. Whatever. But that don't mean I'm gonna invite you into my home. And I just think that that's really how I'm looking at this. If that's what you want to be called, I'll call you that. But that don't mean I trust you wholeheartedly. So I get where you're coming from. I understand what you're saying.
But any parent, if that was me, I would let my daughter ain't going to the bathroom with him. Period. I don't care who he is. Okay, so I feel the same way. But at the same time, is this child being abused? No. Is this Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle their parent? Yes. So at the end of the day, they made the decision for their child. So I'm not here to. If this is what Dwayne and Gabrielle wants, who am I to say they can't? Okay, I'm not their child parents. If he ain't been abused, he ain't being mentally abused, who am I to say anything? If he want to be called he, she, who cares?
Can I say something?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
I'm gonna talk love.
You got the floor. Go ahead, brother.
I don't agree with what the sister just said. Not at all. Talking about what their parents. Their parents is evil. Something wrong with their mind. Something got to be wrong with your mind. And then she don't respect Dwyane Wade anyway, because she supposed to be married to him and don't even have his last name. That woman, and she the one helping promoting all that nonsense that's going on with that young boy. Talking about his biological mama. How you think his biological mama feel about that? Oh, yeah. I just don't understand how somebody this can go along with this and don't think it's evil. Don't think something wrong with it. Something wrong with your mind. You talk about, that's the way it's supposed to go if their mama and daddy want to. Their mama and daddy is sick. He's a weak man. He's very weak. He's weak. Weak. See, I'm 73 years old. I'm 73 years old. I don't believe in that nonsense. Where I was coming from, them kind of people was shy. You didn't mess with nobody like that. They had them, but nobody ain't mess with them because they caught you messing with them. You might have one or two was like that, but nobody mess with them kind of people because that's taboo in our neighborhood. That's taboo.
That is the problem.
All these young people come up here with all these different ideologies, going along with the white man. Bullshit.
That's the problem.
That's what it is.
We don't want to talk about things that's happening and things are going around. We don't want to talk about mental health. We don't want to talk about none of that kind of stuff because us black folks.
Maybe they got mental health. Maybe their mom and daddy got mental health because something wrong with that. You let a child from 10 years old tell me what he wanted. No, you ain't gonna be none of that. You ain't gonna be none of that in my household.
Well,
you get old enough where you won't be like that.
So he has a right to do whatever he wants. He's not in your house.
Dude, what do you want? Something that's wrong? Something that
But who
that
says
God
it's wrong?
don't do?
I mean, you're judging now. You're now turning yourself into God.
According to who is wrong?
I ain't call myself no
Daddy
God.
used to say all the time too, and he's 73
but
years old.
You're judging. You're judging. So therefore,
I'm not judging anything. Look,
yes, you are.
But
yes, you are
judging.
Y'all people. Let me tell you.
Y'all people. Oh, now y'all people. I'm just coming to confuse.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
You butted on my conversation because you believe in evil. Because you probably let your child do that. Well, I'm because you're taking up for it. You're taking up for it. You taking up for something that's not right. So you must be love to do that too. That's the way I see it.
Can I speak tough love? Can I speak now? Okay, at the end of the day is my child are all heterosexual. Okay, they grown people. They do what the hell they want to do. I got a 24-year-old and a 23. They grown people. I don't control grown people anymore because he's not in my house no more. Okay, but I raised him to the man and the woman they're gonna be. Okay, and do I agree that Dwayne and Gabrielle, yes, they say they child. See, my daddy is with that old school shit too. See, I ain't with that. And I'm grown.
I know you ain't with that. You're with evil.
No.
You're with unrighteous. That's what you're with.
You can't play that on
me. About the old school woman, you don't know. You is sad. You right along with that. Just go ahead and say you're a homosexual. Just go and say you're a lesbian, a bulldog, or whatever.
No, I'm not.
That's what you is.
I love men. I love
men. How about bulldog yourself?
Yeah, I love men. But at the end of the day, is I can have my own mind and my own thinking. See, my parents was that kind of old school method too. See, I ain't with that old school method because at the end of the day is people allowed to do what the hell they want to do as long as they ain't killing nobody, hurting nobody. And this is the problem with the Black community. They so big they don't want to talk about what's really going on in the community.
Why are you taking up for that? Why are you taking up for it?
Because it's her right. Just like it's your right. Just like it's your right to say.
That's what you're telling me. Yeah, you're mad. Yeah, you're mad.
I'm not mad, baby. I'm not mad.
You is.
No.
You is.
I'm not mad.
You love what they're doing. What they.
No. At the end of the day, is if the child is not being hurt and not being abused. Okay, this is Gabrielle and Dwayne. You gotta understand, you can't control the narrative. This is Gabrielle and Dwayne's child. Okay, at the end of the day, we're speaking on them. This ain't
her child. She didn't break that boy. She's what you talking about?
She's the
stepmom. That's not her child.
Well,
that child did not come out Gabrielle womb.
The mama
what are
ain't
you
there.
Talking about? You're talking.
Dwayne took custody of a child. Get the facts straight. Dwayne took custody of a child.
Hold on, but why does the mother have? Why doesn't she have custody? Because Dwayne Wade has the bigger lawyers and the bigger money, right?
Dwayne took custody of the child. He said she was crazy. He said she was all this. I told you she wasn't crazy, but Dwayne said that she was. So get the facts straight when you want to have a conversation with me, because it's proven fact that he took custody of the child.
Okay? What makes her crazy though? So you won't.
2,000 years later.
My thought process is
I'm about to piss somebody off.
Let me cool y'all down.
Going by what Dwayne said about his ex-wife being crazy. I would say that Gabrielle Union is crazy. Like, what's your definition of crazy? Like, what are you talking about?
It ain't my definition of crazy. It's Dwayne Wade's definition of crazy. He didn't want to take custody of his child from the mama. So don't come at me with this bullshit this morning, because I'm not with it. Come on with it. I want to smoke too this morning. Okay, come on with it, people.
I'm not here to argue with you, but you're going by.
I'm telling you what was in court papers. Dwayne Wade took custody over his child. Now you want to go back and read all that bullshit? Go ahead. I never said a woman was crazy. I said that she had a right to be in his child's life. Dwayne decided she wouldn't, because why? He had more money than the mother.
See what you just said? The money. It's all about the money, huh?
Yeah, that's what it's about.
It's all about the money. You heard what she just said, right? It's all about the money.
He got more money.
The mother wasn't an athlete or famous or made millions of dollars in the NBA. Doesn't qualify her.
That's all she married for the money. That's all she married was for the money. She ain't had no money. She was a failed actress and still is.
Exactly. I agree with the veteran. You know, we can get real deep in this conversation. We can get real deep because it could boil down to this thing being a mental situation. Like, the average pedophile doesn't identify themselves to being an adult. So does it make that man right to go date teenage people under age 18 because he don't identify as being an adult? It makes it wrong, right? If a 40-year-old man identifies as a 14-year-old and is dating 14-year-olds, you're gonna look at him as disgusting because he's a pedophile, right? Right? What difference does it make? Because
you have to use we have to use common sense and logic. I mean, you can't. That's not logical, though. I mean, it's just like we're saying. Well, my argument is that anything that happens between two consenting adults, it's not my business. I don't care. We're not talking about things that's not logical to say I'm 40, but now I'm 40. It's just like it's not logical to say, wake up and say, today I'm going to be a tree. I identify as an oak tree. Okay, so you got to walk by me, a dog could pee on me, I'm an oak tree. Like you can't, it's just not logical. I mean, this is planet Earth, y'all. I don't know how many times it's Earth. This stuff is going to continue to happen. The arguments that we're having or disagreements and the way like certain people are coming at it is wrong. We need to have this dialogue within our community, our Black community, when it comes to mental health and this kind of thing, because these are one of the top things in suicide for young people.
Yes.
And the African American community and the Black community, period, especially our elders, they don't accept these things. But we need to have this conversation because we need to be able to discuss this with our children because their lives matter too. Their feelings matter too. We don't need to mess up our kids from they're young so that way when they grow up, they go out there and mess up somebody else's damn life. Sit down and have these conversations. Don't attack each other, but have these conversations because we may not agree with how they feel, but they still feel that way. It's not going to change. So we need to have these talks with our children.
Miss Curley, hold on for a minute. Let me get Miss Verna in here so that way she can finish what she was saying. You got the floor.
Yeah, I'm kind of all around with this, but I think it's appropriate age for everything, and aggressive behavior, like just hugging. It's one thing to hug, but it's a way you hug. You know, just have some boundaries. Teach boundaries. That's and let them mature. Don't just let them have at it. And because they're very young and very impressionable at age. And
you going in and out.
Yeah, her Wi-Fi kind of bad.
Yeah, you going in and out, Miss Verna. You might have to type what you're saying in the comment section because I can't hear you.
Is it appropriate? Is it appropriate for a 40-year-old to identify as a 14-year-old if he feels like a child?
Nope.
No, right? I agree with that. So this whole logic of just because somebody identifies as something, we're supposed to acknowledge them as something is full of crap. I would never look at a 40-year-old man that feels like a child. Like, what's that celebrity that always was acting like they try to keep? I think it was the little midget guy. I forgot his name. What's his name? Gary Coleman. They used to always try to play him as a role as a child, even when he was in his 30s. You know what I'm saying? Like, totally inappropriate, yo. You should not be able, just because somebody identify as something to label them as that.
We're adding more to it though, because I said if you identify as, let's just deal with the topic at hand. This young 14, 15-year-old boy says, I want to identify myself as a female. He's not posing a threat to me. Now, if you 40 years old and you say I identify myself as a female, and like you said, would you send your daughter in there alone in the bathroom with him? No, I probably wouldn't. But me saying, okay, hey, that's a transgender or somebody transitioning or whatever going into the bathroom, that don't mean I can't call him a her. A title means nothing when it comes to endangerment. I feel like I'm not going to put regardless, you could be sketchy. You don't even have to be identifying yourself as another gender. You could just be a sketchy looking motherfucker. And I'm saying I'm not putting my kids around you. If I go into a daycare and I'm searching out daycares and I go in there and somebody looks sketchy, they don't have to be a transgender. They don't have to call themselves something else. I'm just saying you don't look right. You look like you got some shit going on with you. So I think we kind of putting a lot of different things together. You like if a 40-year-old.
But the thing is, this is the prime example in the Black community. I'm really disgusted this morning. I really am. This is the prime example in the Black community why we can't get things together, because you got the old people. Because I said it, yes, the old people with their old school methods, because they don't work no more. This is why we can't get along, because you know what? It's happening. It's in the real world. I see it. It's here. So we can act like we blind and we don't see it. It's going on. It's gay people in the world. They live here with us. Get over it. They ain't moving over.
Okay, my sister. I respect what you're saying, but wrong is you talking about old school.
Yes, I said
Let me finish. I was taught to respect my elders. I was taught not to rob and steal. I was taught to go to work and provide for myself. That is moral standards from mother. From mother, can I finish? From mother and father. There's a such thing as morals. You don't go by morals?
Yes, but it's according to
you.
you.
Saying, you saying about the old school. But we had morals. We had morals. We had respect for our elders. I couldn't be out. Anybody could whip my tail when I was coming up. But you said, but we was going, look at the children today. Look at them today. Look at the young children today and the young children when I was coming up. It's totally different because they don't have no respect, no morals, no man, no strong man in the house, no family structure. And you say, let it go. Leave them old niggas alone. Don't do what the old niggas do. Let's go out there and torch gas on Facebook and all this other bullshit.
No words in my mouth. I didn't say that. I do.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I did not say that.
Yeah, you try to make like people my age is stupid.
No, I did never say that.
Yeah, you did. That's where I took it.
I didn't say that. I said some of your old school methods don't work. Okay, that's what I said.
Like what? Like what? Like
That's
what?
what I'm saying. I'm saying some of your old school methods don't work. And
Like
what I'm
what?
saying is we got gay people. They're here. They ain't going nowhere. So either you get along with them, they're in the world with us.
You know why we like that? You know why the world is like that? The world wasn't like that when I was coming up.
Yes, they was. There was gay people here. Y'all just didn't want to acknowledge it. That's the problem. It was in the closet.
I ain't talking about gay only. I'm talking about morals and respect.
We got
I ain't talking about no gay. I don't care. You can be what you want. I'm talking about morals and respect.
Just because
y'all don't have, the young people don't have that these days. These people that's
respect is earned, and you're not coming on here respecting her views. So then, you know, we're all getting older, so it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're 80.
You talking about? I don't respect wrongdoing.
You can get it too. If you jump out of pocket like respectful, though.
I'm disrespecting.
Nobody
Y'all
does.
disrespecting
But
him.
that's what he
He's our
does.
elder. He's full of wisdom, and y'all disrespecting this man.
Ain't nobody disrespecting him. Ain't nobody
I'm not
calling out
all.
his name.
And everybody is somebody's elder, and I don't respect somebody who's going to disrespect.
Oh, we on pot for the rest of the year. Let's set some ground rules right now, y'all. Let's set some ground rules. If I say anything tonight, anybody got a fucking problem with? You got one motherfucking option what you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because if you think you're going to walk up on this stage, this ain't the motherfucking Oscars. And if you walk your ass up here, you ain't nominated for shit but these motherfucking hands.
Hey, yo, check it. I need everybody to take a breather. Everybody has a different point and a perspective, you know, but no disrespect on any level from man or woman will be tolerated. So I need us to speak, get our perspectives out, and let's stay on topic. All right. Anybody that has something to say, please say it. But I just don't want this to go way left. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I respect what you. I'm about to get out of here, but them young ladies need to respect their elder. This guy is wise, and they didn't watch their mouth with this gentleman here. I'm out.
All right. Peace out, behind the
And for my defense, I wasn't being disrespectful. I addressed him as sir, but my father don't even talk to people like that. My father is 84, okay? And he would never disrespect a female. And my father is still alive. My mother is 74, and my mother is still alive. My parents are both here.
I'm disrespecting you. I don't even know you. I don't even know you. I'm disrespecting you.
What do you
I
feel
didn't
like
say
the
you
disrespect
disrespected
was?
me.
What do you guys
What'd
feel
you
like
say,
the
Mario?
disrespect
I don't
was?
even know you. You ain't, man. I don't even know why I'm here.
This is how I feel the disrespect is. I feel like he's being disrespectful. He's coming at, I can't remember her name, but he's coming at her Andrea, like she's saying something so wrong. He doesn't realize her personality. She's passionate when she speaks.
Glad I don't have to go with evilness. I don't have to go with unrighteousness.
Nobody asked you to. No, nobody's trying to make you do anything.
It's not
You're trying to make her go. Can I finish talking, please? Because you're interrupting me.
I don't even know her. I know her actions. I don't know nobody. You don't even know her. You taking up for somebody that's evil and unrighteous. Tough love.
I don't
I'm gonna talk to you
evil.
later. I can't deal with these people that just got this evil, man. They don't know what's going on. All of them gonna wind up in hell.
Okay.
I'll save you a plate.
This is what I don't like. See, I'm on one today. Okay, now I'm mad. Because this is why I say in the Black community how we ain't gonna never get along. Okay, my daddy is 74 years old and he with that bullshit right there. Okay, but no, I do respect him, but I do got morals and values. But because I don't agree with him, don't make me wrong and don't make me go into hell. And because I see gay people is in the world, we need to learn how to live with it and deal with it. Okay, if Gabrielle and Dwayne ain't mentally and physically abusing their child, I don't care what their child doing. Know why? That's rich people problems. I got problems. I'm gonna get my own money. Okay, and he can do whatever he want to do. He ain't hurting nobody. And that because Gabrielle and Dwayne wants to do that for their children, they ain't my child. I don't want that for my child. I'm gonna respect Dwayne and Gabrielle. That's what they want for their child. That's the difference.
Hey, let me jump in here real quick. First of all, let me just let everything cool and breathe. I'm gonna bring Axe Riding Dirty something. Behind the bar, I don't have no idea what his Instagram is, but if Baba, if you still listen, feel free to drop your contact information in the chat. I think Behind the Bar wants to reach out to you. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to all the panelists. We are talking about, just in case if you guys just coming in, we're talking about Dwyane Wade, basically speaking out, telling people to stop being homophobic. And then we played some clips in regards to saying, do we think Gabrielle Union is responsible? Do we think Dwyane Wade? Do we think, who's responsible for this situation? And I think based on your perspective and your outlook on dealing with the gay community and your life experience, I think everybody has different perspectives on how they see this, whether it should be accepted or it shouldn't be accepted. So I want to propose this question to the panel, and I'm gonna start with Riding Dirty or whatever case it be. How do you approach this situation, Riding Dirty? If this is a situation happening with you or somebody that you love and respect, how do you approach this situation?
All right, so I have a son, right? And I can only speak for myself. Would I be concerned if my son said he was gay? Yes, I would. And I would tell you why. The first one is I would look at it as in me being the proud, masculine, manly man that I am. I would see it as a failure on my part. Somehow I failed my son and I didn't live up to my manliness. And, you know what I'm saying? He didn't get the drip. You know what I mean? Like it missed him. And so for me, like I said, I would internalize it as in I failed him somehow. Right. And so now as it regards that issue, that's how I interact with my son. Like I say, I take him out to do man things. And my wife is like, well, why can't it be father and son things and blah, blah, blah? No, it's man business. You don't just turn 18 and become a man. It happens. It happens on its own. And so anyway, and I'll tell y'all a story. So like yesterday, you get ready to do the Easter egg thing and all of that. And so we're doing it at my partner's house. And I told my son, I said, get up, put the game off, put on some shoes, going up the street. We got to cut grass, trim hedges, and do all of this stuff so we can go hunt Easter eggs. I said, because that way, when your sisters are running around looking for eggs, we don't have to worry about them stepping in dog mines and getting poked in the eyes with branches and, all this other kind of stuff while they're chasing eggs. And I said, because that's what men do. We provide the moment that our families can enjoy with safety and, security. So that means we got to get up and do the hard work so that people can enjoy the fruits of our labor. That's what being a man is about. It's hard. It's not easy. But I tell you what, it's not as hard as you think it is if you embrace it. So if he turns out gay after everything that I'm doing, then it is what it is. You know, because I know that I'm exposing him to nothing but masculinity in the sense that I see it. And when my wife and his older sister are listening to man hate music, hey, y'all turn that shit off. You know, so that's how I approach it. And he told me, he said, Dad, you know one reason why I love you? I said, why is that? He said, you're always positive. He said, no matter what mistake I made or how bad you yell at me, you always come back and you say, you know what, it's all right. We'll figure out a way to fix it. It'll get better. You just have to keep trying.
Okay, I hear you.
And he said, I love it. He said, one more thing. And he said, you know what? He said, I see what you're saying, because when I cut the front yard by myself the other day, the only thing I was thinking is now we can play baseball. And he's only 9. So in order, if I'm thinking like I don't want him to assume a certain behavior or a certain lifestyle, I have to involve him in the lifestyle that I want him to pursue. So that's all I got to say.
That's good stuff. I'm going to continue to propose questions. So this next question is going to go to Andrea. When do you think, if you're dating someone who has become a transgender, when is it appropriate to tell the person that you're dating that you are a transgender?
What you say again? Wait a minute. What?
See, I'm trying to get you to calm down. Listen to me. So when you let's just say you guys go on a blind date and you meet someone that is a transgender, but you don't know, right?
Yes.
Do you think it's appropriate for them to tell you the first time you meet them that they are a transgender?
Yes, I do think it's appropriate because I'm not into that. Sorry, I want a real man.
So okay, so if you can't tell and they don't tell you on the first date because they want you to get to know them for them.
Okay, then you deceiving me. We starting off wrong anyway. You lying. You deceiving me. I don't play them games.
Well, are they? I mean, I'm just saying, if they don't tell you on the first date, though.
Yes, you deceiving me. You deceiving me. And that's gonna
Behind the bar says ASAP. They need to tell you. ASAP.
They need to tell me ASAP, because to me you lying. How we gonna beat them? How we gonna beat them relationship if you lying on? If you're lying about, my mama always told me this: if you're lying about something small, you're lying about something big. So no, you deceived me already. We done.
Okay.
But let me say this. Okay, my daddy is 73 years old, raised 4 sons, and he's a man's man. And my brothers didn't play baseball week. My daddy done it all. Went to church every Sunday. Okay, but do you know how it is when you have a son who is gay? What do you say? You don't say I done it all. I raised you. I stayed with your mama. We raised 7 kids. Do you know that's hurtful for my daddy? But what he had to learn is that's not what I wanted for him. But at the same time, my child wanted something different. It is okay. When we start saying it's not okay, you're going to get suicide, you're going to get death, you're going to get all of that. When are we going to start in the Black community, start being real with ourselves? Because I'm sick and tired of this fake stuff.
I think it's not a matter of okay, so I think based on your life experience and the things that you've dealt with, you got to understand there's a lot of people who've never dealt with certain things. You know what I'm saying? So they only have one way of thinking. They only can have one perspective and one narrative. So if I meet people that only have one way of thinking, then okay, cool. I can either do one or two things. I can ignore their way of thinking, or I can sit down and try to reach a level of understanding. That's why it's so great to have these conversations. You have people that are that are 60 and 70 and 50 years old, you know what I'm saying? Then you have young people, you have middle-aged people from all around the world, and everybody's chiming in right now. Some people are saying, hey, if you're gay, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got you. I respect what you do, but that's not me. Some people embrace it, some people shy away from it. So again, I just think that this is a great conversation to be had. I'm about to bring Uncle Stu to the panel. Salute to Uncle Stu. Uncle Stu.
Salute.
How you doing, brother?
Can you hear me? I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. What you got to say on this topic, big bro?
Yeah. To my sister, I want you to take a deep breath. There's layers to this thing. I don't believe, when you say the African American community needs to embrace lesbianism and gayness, We've always had that. So that's something that's been in the Black community for decades. That is not the issue that I believe a lot of people is having. It is not the fact that you want to be gay or transgender. It is the fact that you and you answered it earlier. It's the fact of, do you take away my rights in order for you to have rights? So what do I mean by this? In the transgender community, they do not want, if they go on a date with you, they don't see it as deceiving. If a man says he feels he's born a woman and dressed like a woman, and he dates a heterosexual man, he feels he does not have to identify. Why? Because that's the right they want to have. And they would say that they are not deceiving. They are taking that right away from a heterosexual man to make that choice. Those are the issues that is being effected. Those are the arguments that is being done. No one's really arguing about if Dwyane Wade's son is gay or whatever the case may be. You're not going to really get that kind of an argument. The argument that you're going to receive is whether or not a transgender needs to identify themselves as transgender when they're going on dates with heterosexual men. And a lot of men who, let's say, don't recognize or don't see that this person is transgender and then get put in a situation, you've taken away that person's right. The second issue that, and this is not a Black thing, this is an American thing, which is people are asking the question, do we start transgendering people in the first and second grade? I argue. How in the world are we fighting to make sure people know their sexual identity, and yet my kids can't read? So it's more important that we figure out somebody's sexual identity in the first grade than learn how to read a book? No, I think we got this twisted. So it is not, hey, I'm homophobic. I'm not homophobic. I'm not lesbianophobic. I'm not transphobic. But what I am saying, and we'll ask the question, just like in Florida, they want those kids to be identified in the first grade. So it's more important to be identified sexually than it is to read a book. Make it make sense to me. Second thing that you can't make sense to me is even if I go back when I was in elementary school, I'm sorry, I wasn't even thinking about the opposite sex in elementary school. We didn't even have sex education in elementary school. So now what you're telling me is we need to have sex education in the first grade, yet the average kid can't read above the third grade reading level. That's a national problem. So I have a problem with, why are we talking about transgender in the first grade and my kids can't read in the third grade? So it's not homophobic. This is just pure intellectual logic. You don't see people just running around beating up gays and lesbians. That's not the issue. That is not the issue. And if you're telling me as a heterosexual man that if I don't want to have sex with a transgender man, then you're calling me homophobic, and you're saying that I'm this way because the cis women, which is usually heterosexual women, the cis women is called, that's confusion. So we're not looking at that. We're looking at the fact that you have a group that says, and I quote, I don't have a right to identify. And I should be able to do whatever I want as a woman, although I may still have the parts of a man. So I don't fully agree with a lot of your line of arguments. You know as well as I know, if you're saying, well, the Black community got to get over, they have. You got gays in the church. You got gays running the church. You got gays in the pulpit and in the choir. You got gays doing every single thing in the movies. Everything. So it's not about not accepting. Heck, been around for decades. No one's arguing about that. No one's fighting about that. No one. You only have one alphabet that people are speaking to. If you want to be transgender, that's your business. You want to dress up in a dress you feel you want, that's your right. But then don't take away my right not to know as a heterosexual man. And because I don't maybe want to have sex with a person with just breasts and still got what I got in between my legs, doesn't make me homophobic. It gives me a right. Just the same right if I decide I want to just have sex with a BBW, or I just want to have sex with a red bone, or I just want to have sex with a Filipino. Doesn't make me phobic. It's my preference. And we all should have the right to have our own preferences without being condemned and criticized and name called and belittled.
Uncle Stu, I have to say, spot on, good stuff. I have another question I want to propose to the panel, and you kind of hit it a little bit, but I wanted to ask the panel, and I think I'm gonna focus this one on Miss Curling, because I know she was next in line. Would you leave a church if you found out your pastor was gay? You still there, Miss Curling? Okay, let me push that on to Uncle Stu then. Would you leave the church if you found out that your pastor was gay?
Being that I'm not in church anymore.
I'm just trying to get the juices flowing right now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go a little bit deeper in the conversation.
Well, because of my personal beliefs, probably so. But again, I don't want that to appear as a hate. You understand? I have my own theological beliefs. And because I'm pounded in that theological beliefs, absolutely. But I also needed to make it clear, is my beliefs, is my understanding. Why? Because I believe for me in my heterosexual relationship. And I believe for me, there's no way a pastor can teach me how to love within my heterosexual relationship. That's for me. You want to call me old? That's fine.
Let me continue to push this question around then. Andrea, what do you feel? Do you feel the same way as Uncle Stu, or you feel like, hey, whatever my pastor does?
Wait a minute. Just because I have different views on different views on different things, don't what's the word I want to use? Don't dislike that I got some old school methods too. Okay, no, I'm leaving the church. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I can't do it. That's my own personal opinion. I ain't mad with you. I'm not even. I don't care if you gay, but I want a man's man leading me. At the end of the day, if you gonna be my pastor, I still got methods that I believe in, and just because I'm a little open minded, don't make me not believe in what's right. And that's
no,
right.
No. Wait. No, I'm not saying anything about your belief. I'm just saying in general, would you leave the church or would you stay? So that's just a general question.
I will leave the church, period. No question asked. Period.
Okay. Riding Dirty, what's up, man? You up next. What would you do, brother? Riding Dirty be leaving, making sandwiches. He think he slick. Antonio, you still there?
Oh, my bad. I'm here.
Hopefully, guys, you heard the question. If not, I'll just say it again. Would you leave the church if you found out that the pastor was gay?
I've left the church for less than that.
Say it again, brother.
Hold on. I said I have left the church for less than that.
Okay, so that would be a reason that you would leave the church then.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I really don't get into that discussion because, I'm still away from that one, brother.
Okay, got you. Miss Curlin, what you think? Would you leave the church, stay in the church? You don't care? You care? What say you? I had to get that from
I don't really I don't go to church anymore, so it's not because of gay, it's all the other things. So the I'm not gonna, I don't judge on sexuality. I don't care who you love. If you're up there and honestly, if you you open your church and you say this is for, you know, all people and you're married to a man, and then that would make it our choice if we choose to go there. I would choose probably not to go there because that does, I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't matter about their sexuality. To be honest, it's just about who the person is, who you are as a person. Okay. Your vibe to me. That's how I go. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious.
Okay. So here's the thing. I've never really asked. I guess I never really just focused hard enough, but I never really asked questions where I had people kind of shine away from it. So this is kind of good. Let me keep it going. If you have a sibling that is gay, and your sibling asks you to go with them, him or her, to the gay parade festivities with them, would you go? Anybody can answer.
Yep. No, I'm not interested.
I would, but since I'm older now, I'd go. It doesn't matter to me. I would go, but being my age now, the crowd and all the smell and the oils, and no, can't do it anymore. No. Maybe when I was younger. You never been to a gay club, huh?
What oils?
No, you have never been to a gay club.
Obviously, I have not.
Right. So that's why I'm like, yeah. There's a certain, yeah. There's a certain fragrance in there.
Would you accompany your sibling to a gay pride parade so that way they wouldn't have to go by themselves? You sharing the driving, you sharing the hotel costs. You know, you just want to be there to support them. So would you go, or would you say, nah, that's not for me?
I'd go.
Okay. All right.
But I'd leave my kids at home.
Yeah, we not. You know,
you know what I'm saying. But I go. I'm secure enough for myself that I can stand around a bunch of other people, regardless of how we're different, and not feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? I've been in a gay club before with the one cousin I was telling you about, and there was a bunch of gay dudes in there that used to be in the military, man. So we sit back and talk. I had a good time, man. Wasn't no crazy shit. They could see I wasn't with it, and they respected it, and it was cool.
I never been to a gay pride parade, y'all. Like I've seen it on TV. Well, not on. I guess it wasn't on TV. It's like a live that people were doing, but I never been there, man. I don't know if I would go. To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm comfortable in my sexuality, but I don't know if that's something I would be. You know, I give you some $20 for gas, but I don't think I'll be going. I don't know.
They have one in San Francisco every year. I heard
San Francisco is the big. Okay, hey, Andrea, I'm about to kick you off. You getting into my questions now, Andrea.
By that,
you ain't respecting your elders, Andrea.
I'm older than you, okay?
Okay, so I think everybody answered. Uncle Stu didn't answer. Did Uncle Stu answer?
No, I mean, you remember I'm from New York, dude.
For sure.
So I mean, hey, you know, you can't be sitting up there talking about no gay pride parade in New York. They got that big time.
Yeah. Definitely. I never been to it, but yeah, I don't understand what you're saying. I definitely. So would you go to support your sibling?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's some open-minded brothers on the panel. Okay. All right. Here's the next question. Would you move? Let's say your job is you get a job offer to move to San Francisco, which happened to already come up, or to move into a predominantly gay city. Would you go?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something.
If it's a good neighborhood and my standards, I do. Yeah, I have. I mean, yeah.
First of all, I think that's a question that really can't be answered. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you're using San Francisco, but the reality is you have homosexuality all around you.
Well, I'm saying into you. Let's just say, okay, you go, you do the interview.
A community that's known for it. Like if you go to Rhode
that's
Island every year.
Exactly, a community that's predominantly gay. I mean, it's clear that it's predominantly gay. I think in Atlanta, I seen something of like the street was rainbow or whatever case be. Can you imagine?
Well, to answer that question, the answer is no.
Okay, so you would say no. Why would you say no?
Yeah. You asked me why?
Yeah, why would you say no? Why would you not feel comfortable in that neighborhood, in that setting?
Because I'm not homosexual.
Yeah, but if you just say, I'm about to let me get over to real quick. Hold on. So if you say their sexuality is their sexuality, why would it bother you to live in a location where there are gay people?
Again, I'm old. So as I said, I personally wouldn't live in that kind of community because that's what that kind of community is. Just like I wouldn't live in other communities that can be heterosexual, but I ain't gonna hang around the Ku Klux Klan neighborhood neither.
Okay.
You feel me? So there's certain communities, that I wouldn't hang around that, I know is either gonna be, push back against me, my values, my beliefs. Excuse me. So I can be in if you told me go to this Ku Klux Klan neighborhood, or a white supremacy neighborhood, because it's a good neighborhood. Nah, I'm not going to be around that. I'm going to be around people that is similar in mindset and theory than me. But do I believe that somebody that's gay or lesbian should be hurt? Or my next door neighbor was a lesbian? Do I feel they should be kicked out? Nah.
Okay. Good point. Anybody else want to tackle that, or is everybody kind of?
No, I'm not moving in that community either.
Okay.
I'm not taking a job.
Why would you not?
Because at the end of the day, I want my kids to see what I believe in. I believe in heterosexual. And because I'm open-minded, don't mean I want my kids to be exposed to that right now either. Because I'm the parent.
So if your kid was out of the question, if your kid was, it wasn't a factor for the children. Let's just say your kids are old enough to do what they want to do, but you just now you got a job offer, you go there, you relocate, you say, okay, this area is right beside my job, it's great commute, and you go there, and for some reason it is identified that this area is predominantly gay people. You're saying that you would not move there?
No, I'm not moving there.
Okay. All right.
Those are the nicest neighborhoods. They clean and pretty.
Okay. Hey, Miss Keller actually had my other question, and I thought that was going to be a wild factor, but I put it on the screen by mistake. So, would you support a friend that dressed in drag?
I have.
You've done everything. Let me get her off. Every time would you support a friend that dressed in drag, like they did the whole little night thing or whatever? Would you support a friend that do that? Anybody can answer that.
It's their job, a lot of them too, and sometimes they just have fun doing it.
See, I don't have friends. I don't have friends like that. I'm sorry. So I can't even answer the question because I'm torn because I don't have friends like that.
Yeah, I do. People are people. I mean, I love being around some gay men. They crack me up. They keep you entertained. They're upbeat, like Mario was saying in the beginning, like they're upbeat, but you don't see the downside. And I was gonna jump in and say that's depression, but that could be for anybody, the upbeat and then the downside. But for most part, like young gay men, whether they're the bear kinds or the flamboyant kinds or the stud kind or whatever it is, they're pretty cool. They're just like regular people. If they're assholes, they're an asshole. If they're not, they're not. It's just I don't agree with being pushed on people. That's my only thing. Don't push. Just like I'm not gonna come push myself on you. Like respect us too. Don't push it on us. That's it. And that's coming from a person where I have a gay daughter and I'm bisexual. So I don't want nobody pushing it on us, pushing it on anybody.
I hear you. I hear you. Riding Dirty, what you think, man? Or are you not answering this one? Riding Dirty is over there sleeping, like he got his toes up in the air, like you know what
Oh
I
man,
mean?
I had to go lay my daughter down, man. She finally fell asleep. I told y'all it's 11:33, so y'all know what time it is, right?
No doubt, nap time. No doubt.
Oh, afternoon blunt.
I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
I
So
told y'all it's
let me ask this question right here, and then I'm gonna wrap it up or whatever case may be. When we talk about mainstream media controlling the narrative in reference to kind of infusing these thoughts, these actions, and this narrative of being gay is okay, come join us type situation. Do you feel that it is the media's fault, or do you believe that it is the parents' responsibility to expose their children to the conversation before they're exposed to the media in that conversation?
I believe it should start at home. It should definitely start at home, because if you leave it for children to wander and go out there and try to learn from friends, or some adult steps in and says, "Let me teach you," then you know what I'm saying. Then you leave your kid basically hanging, and that's not being a parent. At the end of the day, is being there to love your kid, guide your kid, respect them, and also chastise them and show them the way and cushion their fall. So at the top of the list is love. And if you lead with that, then everything else kind of falls into place, because your child realizes that they can come and talk to you about anything, but they also know your boundaries. They also know how they were raised and ways to approach and talk about these things. And I just think that more families and parents really need to be more in their children's lives, and we would have a lot less self-harm with children and a lot less adults taking advantage of our children, because we leave it for them to learn on their own, instead of just saying, this is a hard subject to tackle, but let me do it so my child is safe. And, kind of like parents said, I'd rather you smoke the marijuana here than out there. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but that parent at that time feels like I wouldn't do it, but that parent at that time feels their child is safer than being out there with the kind of people that could, do some harm. So in that way, I feel it's the parents' job first, not media, not a basketball player, not an actress, the parents.
I hear you. I hear you. DJ Red, what's up, man? What you think about this topic?
Y'all talking about that picture? The Easter party?
Are you not paying attention there? You?
No, I was listening to it earlier about the I got off and I just got back home, so I probably wasn't listening for the last 10 minutes, but y'all was talking about Dwyane Wade, right? His son, right?
Yeah. The question I just asked, though, do you think it's the media's fault or the parents' fault of the influence that the gay community have that's being promoted?
I think I think the media has a lot of planting in it, and the parents is just they love their children regardless. But I think I mean when I was coming up, it wasn't this many gay people. So how did this more? Not to say I ain't got nothing wrong with, just to say how many more it's so many more now, because it's been pushed down their throat, like. And it's easy to influence a kid, you know what I mean? We all know that, like, so I just think all this, the TV, the commercials, the shows, all this is making it normal, and it's just they just rolling with it, I guess. I would blame I can't blame a parent, but I can, but me just seeing how TV changed in the last 30 years, yeah, I blame the media.
Okay.
But homosexuality, if you look at it, if you go back to even the 14th century or the 13th century, I mean, men and also pedophilia, men were with young boys back then. Like that was that was normal for them. The kings and everything, princes, they had they were in their 30s, whatever age they lived to, and they would have 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds. Not saying it's okay, but it's not new. It's just that now people are more accepting, I would say, and allowing people to be themselves. So you see them coming out of the woodworks now.
I think
But
that was just
it's
more.
not new.
I think that's more of the elite being able to do that. It wasn't just regular people being able to do that. You know what I mean? Like it was the elite people, that the kings and the priests, they was the ones doing it. Like it's just
Everybody, if they were gay. Homosexuality did not just start now. If they were gay, they were gay. So whether they were doing it, it's just that we knew about the kings and queens, because of course there was chatter. They would call them water boys or whatever, but they, the housemaids would chatter and say, well, this is what they're really there for. And then now in the future, it's documented and things like that. But this has always been going on. If you have the regular person that lives down the hill away from the palace, he could be sleeping with the stable boy. It's just, we didn't know, like women weren't privy to it, and it was something kept hush, and it wasn't so much in our community. That's what it is.
I don't know. I think we're just in the next evolution of human existence, and no amount of fact finding and fault finding and blame finding is going to stop this from being. It exists. It's here, and it's not going anywhere. So the best thing we can do as people is learn how to navigate it for whatever that means to you, and be brave enough to stop trying on these one-size-fits-all solutions and look and tailor this stuff for our own selves. Because I don't know, it sounds like a lot of people approach life to a multiple guess test when it's really a flow chart. Did this work? Nope.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And as far as the homosexual community, anybody, our job is just to be kind when we come across them. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. To be God is good, and good is love. So just be kind. That's it. Mm-hmm. I don't, just because I may not believe you're really a man, is it really gonna kill me to address you as such? No. I was kind. That's the only thing I have to be. Being kind to somebody doesn't mean you agree with them, agree with their lifestyle. It means you done your job and been kind.
Riding Dirty, you're on the floor right now, brother. Go ahead and give me your closing words right quick, and I'm gonna transition you out, bro.
All right, man. I just step out, and I don't know, man. This stuff is hard. It's not easy, but before you look out, always look within. Always look within. The answers to everything is there. You've done it before. You just got to flip through your mental Rolodex and find the solutions. This shit ain't multiple guess. We've got the answers. We just got to slow down. And with that, hey, y'all be blessed. Mario, I appreciate you as always, man. And y'all have a good one.
I appreciate you, brother. Salute. I believe this man. I think it's Andrea.
Yes.
Andrea.
Okay. So I said be kind, be open, and just because somebody doesn't believe what I believe, I can still have a conversation. And I think that's what we're sometimes not listening to. And so everybody take care. Have a nice day. Have this conversation, okay?
I appreciate you, Andrea. Thank you.
And I am your elder, okay?
All right. All right. Hey, DJ Ray, you making all the damn noise over there, man. Shit. Go ahead. I'm going to close you out.
I got to go back to work. Shit. What the hell you want me to do?
All right. Go ahead and close out. Tell me your final thoughts.
Well, I'm a fan of it. I just think it's crazy that they letting that boy Keith at 14. Like, I don't know, man. It's just a crazy world we live in. If that was my 14-year-old daughter, that shit would not be happening. Like, just with a regular boy. Like, I don't know why they pushing that part. Like, we know what he is, we know what he said. Why do they have to show that to these kids? Like, that's just so confusing to me. And I'm a grown ass man. I'm sure it's confusing to. Like, and then they said, I don't know if this is true, but they said the little boy he was kissing was a girl. It was born a girl. Did y'all hear anybody hear that?
I need to do the research on that because I need to find out if that was a girl or not.
But you did hear that, huh?
I didn't know. I couldn't identify what the sex of that was.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I just think it's just wickedness, bro. Like they just spewing it out, and we ain't allowed to say nothing about it. We gotta accept whatever, and it ain't really us to. It ain't really for me to say nothing about it because I don't deal with it like that because I don't have a child like that, and it'd be different. I would still love my child, but I can't really, because I don't know yet. A boy is different than a girl. I wouldn't accept my daughter doing that, but I would not be as mad if it was a boy. It's an attack against black men, you ask me, and that's my final say so.
DJ Red, I appreciate it, man. Have a great day, bro.
You too, brother.
All right. Hold on just a minute, Uncle Stu.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys don't know, and Uncle Stu is a very potent content creator. He has the tough conversation. He embraces wisdom, and he just pushes it out all over YouTube. Recently, he's lost his father, and I did a video in regards to that, talking about not just saying my condolences, but my power, and I kind of went into that narrative. But I do want to say, in short, my condolences again and my power. I realize you're going through the process that you're going through, whatever, but just know that, the Tough Love family is always here to support you and respects you. And I thank you for coming to the panel and adding that much more to the conversation. So I'm gonna let the floor go and let you say your final words, bro.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, and yes, every day I get stronger and stronger. Hopefully we'll be burying him next week. So I still got a whole week to go. But to the panel and to the chat, I just say, you live your life the best way you can. There's nothing new under the sun. So, we've seen this before, and just don't go out there using how you believe and just trying to force everybody to, be like you. Continue to walk in love and peace and in harmony. Sometimes we may not understand everything that's going on, but it's about your life, and you got to do the best that you can with your life and stay strong. You heard a lot of people on the panel having open discussion and what they would do individually. None of us is going to be the authority over any particular situation. It was our own personal beliefs, and you just rock with it. So I just want to say, may the peace and the blessings of the Lord be upon each and every single one of you. If you're a Muslim, assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak. If you don't believe in God, peace. All right, that's it, my brother.
Uncle Stu, I appreciate you, man. Stay safe.
Hey, you too.
All right, bro. I think I got everybody. Miss Curlin, you still there? For some reason, I don't remember you. I think she dropped off. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, anytime that you do a topic like this, there's always going to be different perspectives. And of course, when it comes to children and parenting, everyone has a different outlook and an idea of what proper parenting is. The only thing that I can suggest is that we talk to our children about our beliefs and morals and standards and values, and we try to get their feedback. I think the mass media does a great job at providing a platform. That platform is on the laptop, on a tablet, on TV, through the radio. So that platform is everywhere. So we have to make sure the platform in our house is grounded and deeply rooted in the conversation. Shying away from it is no excuse. Ignoring it is no excuse. Shaming it is no excuse. So we have to do a better job as parents getting around people that's going to help support the conversation, our standards, our morals and values. Anyone that's a part of the LGBTQ plus community, it's peace and love. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you and what it is that you do. Everyone they don't agree and they don't understand, but I think as we move forward, You know, to each their own. To each their own. I really appreciate you guys being in the chat and commenting, being an asset to the conversation. I appreciate all the other content creators that pulled up today and jumped on the panel. Some new people that were jumped on the panel today. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Please like, please share, please subscribe. For those people that were in the bushes just looking, hopefully you got something from this, and hopefully it makes it easier for you to deal with this particular topic or whatever it case to be. We definitely need to learn to love one another for who we are and what it is that we are. For those people that have strong opinions, you know what I'm saying, I would ask that you have strong understanding as well. Until next time, adult up. Peace.